Okay.
Oscar will look at Ghostly and say, "Frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?"
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you hit your head?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Safe, very safe.
Eternal Oscar right now. You would notice that Bubbles does a thing where the sides of Bubbles' mouth kind of stretch to the sides and curl downwards and you can sense what Bubbles is thinking, like, really? You think I'm good at this kind of stuff?
I was just gonna look at him and was like, no, but I don't think I'm any better. You really want me to go up to that man and go like, oh, it's okay, she wasn't much of a loss. See, I can't.
Bubbles kind of points inside their mouth, and just you know what Bubbles is saying the whole time, and Bubbles is just trying to communicate, like, I can't even talk.
I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Ghostly, I think this might be for you.
What's that then?
Like, go give Brian a hug.
Oh, Brian's upset because there are splinters and bits on the floor.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my Okay.
Oscar will look at Ghostly and say, "Frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?"
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you hit your head?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Safe, very safe.
I'm actually gonna write it down so I don't forget it, because like I have a habit of doing that. I'll name something and then I'm like 15 things later. What the fuck did I call you?
Who are you? Why do I have you?
All right. Hello, everybody watching. This is Into the Multiverse, and we're now going to be playing with the Yeeters. And I'll do a summary later. But I guess I'll get every one of you to do a little introduction then to start off. So, starting with Moss playing Ebic.
This is where you talk, Moss.
I played Eric, the dwarf barbarian.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Sorry, cut you off. Sorry. Keep going. Sorry, I've stalled you.
One of 6 dwarves that, after a certain point, got tired of humans and bought a boat.
Nice. I love it. And now you're here. Perfect. Nice one. And then Marcus playing Diego.
Hello, my name is Marcus. I play Diego, the suicidal bird monk who has apparently just been plastered into the floor. I'm just barely piecing myself together.
Oh man, nothing new in the day of
Nothing new.
Day of Diego.
Just another Thursday.
Oh my god. And then Carl playing Cedric.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I play Cedric, the Dragonborn wizard, who is currently very upset that his bestest buddy Brian has left us.
Poor. It's a very sad moment.
He's just sleeping.
He's just sleeping, just like Chico.
Just
Like, get a druid. Don't worry about it.
And then last we've got yourself, Craig playing Joe.
Hi, I'm Craig. I play Joe. I am a hobgoblin artificer. With I'm the high roller of the group. I'm just waiting to get to a city to annoy Gabe the most.
To spend your 50,000 gold. Nice. Okay. And then, just to say, Patema can't make it this week. She's at home with her family, and she doesn't have her character sheets or anything for Skull. But she should hopefully be here for the next game. So, she plays Skull, who's just recently joined the Yeeters and helped you guys take out Lilith in the last episode. And she's from Jotunheim, a barbarian from Jotunheim. And she will be joining us next time. I'll just try to play her in the meantime. And yeah, so hopefully she'll be able to join in next time. As for me, my name's Gabriel Galway. I'm the DM, the Dungeon Master, so I tell the stories and play all the other characters. Currently, one of the characters I was playing died last week, and he was a very lovely turtle wizard who got obliterated by Lilith, the Vine Queen. But also, I play Zavion, who was usually a sheep. He is no longer a sheep, and he's a very powerful Eladrin man. And yeah, I guess that sums it all up. Oh, and Burr. Oh, God damn, I can't believe I forgot Burr. Hi, my name's Burr. I'm a Wildin, and I like chopping heads and stealing kills. All right. And
he's very good at it.
He's very good at it. Like I always feel absolutely terrible. But
Sure.
Okay, so I guess to sum up what's gone on so far, you lot have all been trapped in this weird dreamlike reality created by Lilith, the Vine Queen. You managed to escape with the help of Brian and Negasintha, who helped you get through a series of different trials, which you managed to break through, escape back into the real world, and found yourselves at the top of Lilith's tower. And after fighting your way down through Kuatoa, through Medusa Maid, and a bunch of succubus and what's the other word for incubus? Thank you. Maids and butlers, you finally made it down to the hall to escape. But then, luckily, Zavion told you about a secret escape route through the basement, which would lead directly to his tower. Going down into the basement, after noticing Lilith wasn't downstairs waiting for you, you continued into what was her laboratory, where you encountered her. She spotted you all, even though you were all invisible. She still managed to see you all, and chaos began. She started to fight you all. There was an epic battle. She started controlling the whole place, creating vine walls and thorn walls all over. But in the end, you managed to defeat Lilith. A lot of you went down. A lot of you were torn to pieces, blasted, scratched, slashed, and burned with acid. And unfortunately lost your companion, Brian the Turtle. And so, we find you guys all back here in the lab, now deciding where to go next. So, I'll back up to you guys.
Could I approach Joe and ask for some more burning alcohol, please?
Yeah.
I
So,
forgot about that.
make your way through this.
Yeah, I will attempt to pour more burning alcohol.
No, it's cool. You don't have to think. It's as long as you don't try and change it, it will always be burning alcohol.
All right, okay. I will pour
I
burning
forgot
alcohol.
that was a thing.
Yeah, I should put that in. That
See, I always thought it was I attempt, because like.
well, it's always
I
going to be
wasn't sure how
full
it worked.
with whatever liquid that you have in. I didn't quite establish that before, but you have a glass of infinity, and you can try to will whatever liquid you want into that glass, and it will constantly pour that liquid as long as you don't change it into another liquid. It'll be an infinite amount of that liquid.
All right, so what you're saying is I have to get one good roll with it,
Yeah, and you can stick with that one if you
and
like.
I can make millions.
But if you keep
Ah.
trying to change it,
Yeah, no, but like I assumed it was I tried to, because I assume you found this out at the start of last session that I missed.
Yes, so
So
in the last session,
I always
yeah.
thought it was an attempt to pour, not that you just pour.
Yeah, you can always. Yeah, sorry, I didn't really establish that before. It was mainly if you wanted to change it into something else. If it was something particularly magical that you wanted the glass to hold, then you would have to probably make a check. And now it is somewhat magical. It is just a really strong alcoholic drink in your glass that can heal people, but also can intoxicate people as well.
Yeah, so
aren't
Cedric
we
is gonna
all
take her.
currently drunk?
Yeah, you're all
I
currently
think everyone but
drunk.
Fatima is drunk. Yeah.
I'm buzzed, so I can do with getting a little more.
All right. So you're taking a drink of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's this table gone? Bear with me now. I'm just getting back up the alcohol table. I should screenshot this because I'm just going to be using this forevermore. All right. There you go. Okay, so give me a D20, please. Constitution saving throw. Oh, shit.
A 7.
7? Okay. So you're currently buzzed. You are now drunk. You know,
Awesome.
you do gain 5 more HP. But you are now inebriated. I gotta look up the inebriated condition. Because I actually don't have that. I think that's a new condition. Inebriated. Okay. Because you didn't get that far last time. You drank a lot, but you didn't you didn't get inebriated.
Yeah.
So where is that? Does anyone know the inebriated?
Didn't even know.
I didn't know
drunk
either.
table.
Yeah, I'm using one
It's
from
not
Reddit
on,
that I found.
Oh right, it's a Reddit thing. Oh no, then I have no idea.
It's a variant rule, isn't it? Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, there we go. Inebriation. There we go. Okay, now you can have different levels of inebriated as well. Wow,
Oh
beautiful.
boys.
Okay, so currently you have a disadvantage on persuasion and deception checks, and you have advantage on being frightened.
Okay.
Advantage against being frightened, yeah.
Yo, sorry, yeah, against being frightened, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Isn't that disadvantage?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, sorry. I thought that, I was like, that's a strange way to phrase it, but yeah. No.
Yeah,
So you have advantage against being frightened.
Okay.
So, as this heat kind of courses through your chest, immediately your kind of vision starts to go a little blurry, your head's a bit fuzzy now. But it does still your nerves a little bit.
Just going through the other stuff that I got as well while you're doing it. I don't remember where I got a Ring of Spell Story. It's nice to have it.
Oh, it's good, yeah. Did you not loot that out of here last time? Or was that in some other point?
I think it might have been, actually.
I think it was somewhere in the tower, because I also have Brian's stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you took Brian's stuff last time.
Yeah, you got his,
Oh yeah, in my notes I have underlined use the fucking ring.
Which you did use last time.
Yeah.
Just froze a huge wall of vines and smashed your way through it.
Can I go up to Lilith's corpse and see if I can scavenge any cool dragon stuff?
I'll bring
off
her back just to have her there. Wait, no, look. Wait, no, this isn't her. I used a different token last time.
It's the dragon.
There it is. Okay, and I'll just do the typical 2 seconds. Actually, I should have done this last time. Yeah.
for stream viewers, that's what Lilith looked like when we killed her.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Her head did fall off. It had just all melted away and burnt away, and it was just a skull remaining.
It was Joe that landed the killing blow, wasn't it?
Yeah. She kind of kept walking for a second, and then her head fell off. So, moving over there, Diego. Let me just find you here. It's all the layers I have.
I'm kind of sad that Savion's no longer a sheep.
Yeah, I am a little bit too. I mean, more so as well, probably because now he can just do... You're going to abuse the hell out of him. But,
Oh yeah.
oh, yeah. So, give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yeah.
That is a fat 4.
Okay.
This is a dead dragon.
Where did Lilith go?
Well, you can see that her head is clearly burnt off, but there's only this dragon form currently there. But you do notice now, as you do come over to her and investigate the body, it begins to now... Actually, no, let she stay as it is. I thought she'd maybe turn back into herself, but no, you just see the dragon form now, and the scales are kind of have gone like a sickly yellow color, similar to like leaves dying in the fall, and they're starting to just flake away from her body.
Can I do an investigation on the building?
Yeah, go for it. Maybe an investigation check.
If it's an extension of Lilith.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a 12.
12, okay. Looking around, you can already tell like this lab is extremely complex. There's a lot of implements and instruments here that you've not quite seen, and what you can tell is it's extremely expensive as well. There's a lot of expensive equipment, especially what you can see in these large containers made out of what seems to be like some sort of crystal, where you saw the 4 different bodies of Lilith in different kind of ages. One a really young child, then moving up to like a teenager, then kind of like a young adult, and then Lilith herself. Looking around though, you can see that now that you're underground, there are still vines on the ceiling itself and vines coming down around the rock, but you reckon that this part isn't probably as controlled as the rest of her tower. Before, the other one was made of living vines. This is kind of just made of stone, and it's kind of like a cave structure that's been whittled out and carved out.
How do the vines look?
Give me a nature check.
20.
You can see it's dark in here, it's quite dim, and they're quite high up, but looking at them, you can see ever so slightly the layer of skin around them, the outer layer, has gone slightly wrinkled, as if if you were to run your finger on it, it might just drag slightly like loose skin. They're not that lush, vibrant kind of flaccid vine that was once entangling you before.
They're not girthy anymore.
No.
Noticing that, can I turn to Zabion and ask what will happen to the tower now that Lilith is dead?
As you move over to Zavion, who's currently he's just got his hand on one of the tanks looking at the body that seems to be sleeping inside one of these jars. He's startled for a second, like by the sound of your voice, and he turns to you. The tower, I think the tower's gonna stay standing. Possibly the vines around it might start to wilt and die. But the tower below, the vines itself, will probably remain. I'll probably have to look at it, investigate it, take it apart, see what she's planning. And I hope to start bringing the people all trapped here, as many of them as I can, to Greece, back to my tower, bring them home. That's the main priority. Bring back to all who is trapped here. Bring them back to whatever worlds they're all from. And yeah, we'll see then after that.
Okay.
But the bodies, though,
I reckon
are they?
now that Lilith's gone, I reckon they'll all start waking up within the week. I'll try to be here for them and try to lead them. I want to try and head to Tavenlock. I have a few friends there who might be able to help me escort a lot of these people back to the portal in Caterpillar Falls. Hopefully we can bring as many of these refugees, well, I don't know if they're refugees, lost souls, whatever. Hopefully we can bring them back to that portal. I can tamper with it a little bit, bring them all back home. And I have a few portals as well in my own tower. I'll bring each one to represent like their respective regions, bring them each to their own watchers, and hopefully those watchers can take them back home. A lot of work to be done, within the next week or two, but aye, what are your plans?
Well, I want to go find my brother Doc, who's we passed on the way here.
Aye, the dwarf.
You-
Aye, he might still be upstairs, but yeah, you might want to be careful too. The hairs on my back were standing up out there. I felt like I was being watched the whole time. I feel like there's still more in this tower we haven't dealt with. But it's up to yourselves what we do next. We
But-
can...
The bodies of Lilith. What do we do with them?
I've been debating for quite some time. Currently they're all asleep. I haven't seen any signs of them alive. No beating hearts, no pulses, no breath. I'm hoping Lilith's rituals here haven't worked out how she planned, or she's just waiting for the right moment to take a body. A part of me tells me I should get rid of him, but the other half just hopes that maybe I can talk to her, that we can figure something out, because she's not all bad. There's good in her, and I hope that if she comes back, maybe I can help her see that, help her see and understand.
Okay, so these aren't soulless bodies.
Aye, they are vessels, waiting for a soul to be dropped inside.
Could we put Chick Nose and Brian's souls into them?
That is an interesting question. I mean, I myself don't know where souls go. I know that Lilith herself has a very particular soul that she has tampered with over hundreds of years that allows her to manipulate it at will. She doesn't have to pass on like usual people. I know people disappear in different ways in this crazy world of ours, but Brian, I mean, possibly if we found the right person who could do something like that, I mean, I don't see why not. Anything's possible. As for your friend though, for Chickno, I worry. While we were there in Lilith's world, in Chult, we weren't in our bodies. That was our souls themselves. And I fear that if a soul was to die there, it's long gone.
You mean sleeping, yeah?
Say sleeping. Just sleeping, right?
In a way, you could say, aye, we'll go with that for now. I don't know where the souls go if they leave. Maybe they're freed, but I know they don't return to the bodies. Maybe it's out there somewhere. If we find some kind of shaman, some sort of druid or cleric, maybe they can communicate with them. I know there are a few bards who can do the like. In fact, I do. I know a very particular bard in Orkil. Aye, she might be able to help. The Rat Queen. I don't know if you've ever heard of her.
Does it ring a bell?
Cedric probably has with a 22.
Yeah, 22. You have. Orkil is it's a small town along the river. It's like a small city more than a small town. It's a small city that is notorious for its criminal underbelly, and half the city is pretty much ruled by a figure known as the Rat King. And the Rat King is more a title that's passed down through the centuries, and they're kind of essentially the unspoken leader of Orkil. Whoever is the Rat King holds most of the power of the city. There are still lords who run the place, but most of the people follow the Rat King. And the Rat King is also kind of like a Robin Hood figure of sorts. They try to keep a balance in that city. But they are very also cunning and sly, and they also are famous for being greedy and all that. They do rob people, they do kill people, and they have a lot of followers. but nonetheless, they're not really on any particular side.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to the youngest child body and write on the glass for Brian
Okay.
Put a tag on it.
because it'll be fucking hilarious.
Wait, I have no idea why Ebic has a giant boulder by him. Hold up, I'll sort that out. 2 seconds.
Spoilers.
There we go.
Yeah, it's his pet boiler.
There we go. So you write in the glass for Brian, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna put him in that body because it'll be fucking funny.
Oh my god. Jesus
In
Christ.
old turtle.
I'm
to be
already
like a
seeing how
young
this
child.
campaign is going to become so broken so quickly. I love it. I can't wait. I'm actually going to take a note of that.
Oh, I can't wait for it. Brian's gonna be a fucking young
Child.
old turtle in a young human
Right. Body? Yeah.
dryad
Actually,
body.
for Ebic, because you're a dwarf, you're so familiar with minerals and stones and everything else, can you give me a nature check, please? Or if you're proficient with stonecutters tools, you can roll with that. Like masonry tools.
Yeah. No, I think I'm smithy tools.
Okay.
I think dwarves have advantage on checks revolving stuff at stone.
I think so. Yeah, go, give me an advantage. Go, give me a roll with advantage.
Yeah, it's a weird
Trait.
Yeah. Let's double check.
What are you? Is a sleight of hand you're rolling?
It's
No, just
nature
Oh,
check.
stone cunning, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure what stat stone cutting uses. You can use wisdom or you can use intelligence as your base
Yeah,
stat.
it's intelligence. It's
Okay.
a. So, I'll roll.
Comes out like
I will say as well, actually,
Wait.
for Diego, as you're spending so much time there looking at the body, eventually you would find on the floor there is there's a green necklace, and it has this green. It's like this small little shield attached to the end of it, with a golden star.
Okay.
It seems to have fallen off the head.
Okay. Diego would initially go down and reach it, and then remember nearly killing himself with the earrings and pick it up with his glaive, and then
Okay.
slowly put it into his bag.
Sure. Perfect. All right.
That's
So as you do
that again.
Yeah, that's
I
easily
got an
done.
18.
18. You recognize it immediately. This is extremely expensive material. The thing is made to make these kind of these containers for the bodies. It's a super refined version of this material known as Star Platinum. There's a city known as Richt Realta, or also known as Star Platinum, and it's a kingdom built into a meteorite that fell a very long time ago. And the entire meteorite is made out of this material called Star Platinum. When it's unrefined and in its cheapest state, it's this milky white pearlescent material that kind of resembles opal. But when it's in its most refined state, it's as clear as crystal with this slight rainbow sheen to it. And you can see at the base of these things, there is that milky white material that goes up then into this really clear crystal with that same rainbow effect and slight streaks of unrefined Star Platinum running through it. But this is these tanks are extremely valuable. However, they are really hard. They can only be melted down and forged with magical means, and a lot of rituals. But yeah.
interesting.
It's known for being unbreakable, this metal.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
I think we probably should go to Savion's tower, or go upstairs to see if we can find Doc.
I mean, how are we all looking?
Not great.
Was
Everyone got pretty fucked up in the last game.
Yeah.
Very not great.
We could take a short rest, but I don't know. Do we have many dice left? I
I
don't know.
don't even know how many hit dice I have. I don't think I have many.
Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous when we go up probably.
honestly like going to Zion Tower would probably be the best bet. Would bring Brian's body back.
How long did Zabian say was to his tower? It's like 20 minutes. or something.
2 minutes. 2 minutes walk.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're to go on foot and not take that portal down there to the, he kind of points off to the left side of the map there. If you weren't taking that road, it'll probably take you two days, I reckon.
And we can come back just as
aye,
easily. Yes.
Aye, of course, no
Oh.
problem.
We could do that. Yeah.
Sorting out Brian's remains probably
Yeah.
be the
I've got a portal
That's
as well
all.
that can take us straight to Tavenlock, which isn't too far from Brian's home. If that's what you'd like to do. But you can
towards
absolutely.
Evelyn's tower, then Brian's home.
Yeah, he deserves that.
Sounds good. All right. Well, if you're all ready, I can lead the way.
Can I, before we go, can I go show Joe the necklace I just found?
Yeah, sure.
Just like, I nearly killed myself last time. I touched weird jewelry, so I'm gonna take a look at this first.
Sure.
Okay. I'll ritual cast identify.
Sure. So you can start taking the 10 minutes to start doing this. Is there anything else anyone would like to be doing while he's casting this?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Can I cast detect magic and just like ritual cast it and just have a look around to see if I can?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want more whiskey?
I'm already pretty drunk, so.
All right. As you're casting this, you discover that this is an amulet of immutability. So this prevents any kind of spells or magic from changing to the wearer's form in any kind of way. So like enlarge or reduce or levitate or slow, any of those kind of things that can alter the body don't affect the wearer of this amulet.
Okay. Can I tell what the catch is?
Nope, and you can't pick up anything.
It's too
What was
easy.
the thing you gave
Gabe
me?
sus.
But you,
Oh, yeah.
you would also
Okay,
know
okay.
if you're targeted by polymorph, you can choose to automatically succeed if you want. But you can also let it change you if you'd like.
I will relay this information to Diego and give him back the necklace.
All
But what's the catch?
right.
Does it turn me into a sheep or something? Is this a Zavion necklace?
I think it does take attunements.
Diego, how bad do you want to find out?
I mean, kinda. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Give me a swig of
Okay,
give me a swig of your beer, and I'll throw it on.
Give me a concept.
Oh, like, I was going to do something else there, but
Oh.
yeah, I'll give him a swig of the whiskey.
Sure.
Okay. Con save, is it?
Yeah.
6.
6. Beautiful.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm drunk then.
Yeah, you're drunk. Yeah, currently.
Cool.
So same effects as.
How much does it heal me?
Oh, you see, that is a 5. 5 points.
Cool. All right, I'll throw on the necklace.
All right, so you just
I
gotta
brace
sit in it
myself.
for an hour.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll wait. We'll check back in an hour.
Just looking for books. I don't know where they've gone. But as Cedric, as you're looking around, there's a lot of things that you pick up. This entire room is magical. And hold up, actually, I'm just going to check something. But you can tell immediately all the bodies and the liquid. It's the liquid particularly and the crystal that. Actually, the crystal wouldn't pick up on this. The liquid inside the crystal jars is all magical, and there are a lot of
glyphs written around the base of it as well. They kind of ooze with necromancy. As do all of the jars at the base here, that were all filled with all the kind of warped bodies and twisted pieces and bits and pieces, all these kind of weird, unfinished, fetus-like creatures and things like that. They all reek of necromancy. The room itself has this really intense odor of necromancy, but then there are some other things in the room here. On some of the shelves, the vines on the shelves, they are bear with me here. There's a lot of transmutation magic on all the shelves themselves, where these thorns are wrapped around all of the bookshelves, the bookcases, and on a couple of the tables in this room there's a few spell scrolls. The one is made. Wait, hold up. There's a spell scroll of there's a necromancy spell scroll, and there is. Sorry, now. Just trying to find them all. Just trying to find what other kind of things are. There's also a spell scroll of conjuration, and there's another one of transmutation, and they're incredibly powerful, most of these. And finally, there is so many notes here. Sorry. Yeah, there's a few items there, bits and bobs, that have a few different kind of transmutation magic and things like that, and they're enchanted somewhat. But there are a pair of boots with wings on the bottom as well. That seem incredibly magical.
Okay, so Cedric's going to be standing there, kind of swaying side to side. Currently has his Brian's staff and his own staff, so he's kind of trying to stabilize. He'll notice everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just quickly, whose staff is more powerful, my staff or Brian's staff?
Yours would definitely be more powerful, for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Ebic, kind of swaying. He's like, "Come, Ebic, come here."
Yeah, I'll go.
And when he gets over, I'm like, "We're going to that table," and I'm just gonna have him walk me over to every table, so I can like pick up all the stuff, or just gather all the stuff.
Sure, absolutely. So once you're finished, you have 3 spell scrolls in hand. You have.
Oh, I fall over multiple times.
No. Oh dear. So yeah, once you're finished, you've got several spell scrolls in hand. You've got a pair of boots with wings on them, and then you have a few other kind of random bits and bobs.
I gotta write magic knickknacks.
Yeah. Let me see here, just to look at things. There is a cloak here, that when you pick it up, it starts fluttering and moving. There is there seems to be this empty spell book that hasn't been written in. You pull out a green. It's this black hat with a very large brim on it, and it's covered in gold stars.
I think because I'm drunk, when I see the hat, I'll just pick it up and just put it on my head to hold it.
So it's this like large pointed hat, and it kind of just slouches to the side as you pop it on your head, and this large brim kind of shades your eyes nicely. Yeah, let's find that, and then finally you find an orb that is currently this kind of purple moving into orange color, this glass orb. and it's filled with chronomance. Chrono. It's filled with time magic. It's got time magic in it.
Time magic, you say?
Okay, so I'm going to be wearing the hat and the cloak as I'm walking around. Not attuned to them or anything, just kind of throw them on as a way of holding them.
As you do put on the cloak, it does start billowing behind you. And if you get annoyed with it at any stage, the cloak just falls and stops billowing.
I won't take notice of it this time.
Okay. Seems you got a nice few knickknacks over there. She's always one for collecting, like myself. And I've got a few bits for you, just to say thanks as soon as we get back. I mean, it's almost Giftmas after all. I've got to give you something.
I mean, I'm good to go.
I'll just write down on like the floor and the walls, like, Doc, I'll come back for you.
Yeah. Okay.
We're coming back soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
BRB.
Alright. So you all ready to head out?
Yeah, let's, I'll gather up. Are all Brian's bones gathered up?
Yeah, you kind of put them on in the turtle shell, was it? You put them all in the shell.
Yeah, I'll carry the shell.
Okay.
Yep.
It's pretty heavy. It weighs about half a ton, but like between maybe a couple of you, and we can even say Skull can come over and help you with the thing, and you managed to carry this big
3
shell.
barbarians will probably do it.
Yeah. And so eventually, this Xavier's got to kind of jimmy this old wooden door open and kind of cut away any of the dead vines around it, and eventually opens it, shoves it to the side, and then ahead of you guys, and you see this long hallway. It's kind of arched, and this floor is completely black, while the arch itself is made out of what seems like the night sky reflected in a watery surface. And as you guys walk in and close the door behind you, Xavier kind of runs his fingers along the wall, and it lights up under his fingertips wherever he touches, and it kind of gives this low blue light. And he starts to lead you guys through this hallway for about, what he said was about 2 minutes.
Okay.
And eventually you come to a second door, this white door, and he puts his hand on it. A doorknob appears under his hand, turns it, opens the door, and you find yourself in a white tower. Where he kind of steps inside. It's been a while since I've been through that one. I hoped I never would have to again. But he turns around and with a big smile on his face, "Welcome to my humble abode." And looking around now, you notice all the walls here in this circular room are made out of this white pearlescent material as well. I bet you would know this isn't Star Platinum. It's somewhat different. It definitely represents like an opal as well. Like all the walls are made out of opal. The floors are completely white, and a lot of the furniture as well seems to be made out of this similar material. It's almost like the material is grown out from the floor and the walls to make shelves and tables and things like that. And he walks in, kind of steps around and opens up a few seats, like pulls them out from the chair, and he starts going over towards what seems to be like a kitchen and starts rummaging around. Eventually pulls down this potted plant, and he's kind of checking the leaves, and they seem a bit wilted, and he waters it a little bit from water from his fingertips, and he's like, "Alright, there's only a few here anyway, but if you're all hungry and don't have time for me whipping up some food, grab yourself a good berry, and it should make you feel right as rain and keep away the munchies." And he pushes the potted plant with these wrinkled dried berries on it to the end of the counter.
I'll just make sure I'm not dragging mud in.
Sure. I'll give you an inspiration for that.
Cedric is going to request more drink, more lean alcohol.
Aye, what can I do you for, lad? Anything in particular that tickles your fancy? We've got a whole cabinet here of things I think you... A drink is definitely needed right now. Let's see what I've got.
I'll stumble
one out
forward
for Brian.
to one of his bar stools. And just, as I sit down, just go, the strongest thing.
Alright. He kind of cracks his knuckles. How about yourselves over there?
Yeah, I'll have one.
Alright.
Make it 3.
Okay. So the three of you kind of make your way over to the bar stools. So kind of dropping down the what's it called as well, the shell. You can just place it down there by the door. Bert kind of stumbles over as well. He's still a little tipsy. He's like, maybe I will also have take part in the festivities. He's like, alright, okay, 3 strong ones. Let's have a look and see what we've got here. I'll have a look at my... he kind of starts rummaging around in this press that seems to be just kind of pitch black, and he kind of sticks his head in and starts looking around. Doesn't seem to be anything in it, but Joe, taking a peek at it, you get the sense it's some sort of cabinet of holding that he's got going on.
Okay.
Right, malt, life wine, Lukehead liquor, liquor cider, stabbing... here we go. Stabbing... how do you pronounce it? It always gets me, this one. Stabbinth. Yeah, there we go. Kind of like absinthe, but stabby. More stab. And he starts to then pour out these... he kind of gets this little mechanism that he kind of sits in front of each one of you and puts a little sugar cube on the top of this kind of mechanism. And then just above it there's... What was that?
Oh, so I said proper absinthe.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of, he starts filling each thing with water, respectively, and then he also puts a glass then below each one with this luminous green liquid at the bottom that he pulls out of this very sharp, pointed green bottle. And as he does, little poof of green smoke rises up, and every time the water drops, a small circle of green smoke rises up from the glass and eventually evaporates and disperses.
I'll just drink it straight away.
God. Because immediately his eyes widen. He's like, jail! Can you give me a con save? Oh my god.
We all watch an old man drink himself.
16.
What did you get? 16.
16.
Okay. Where are we?
You get
here?
liver failure and die.
Yeah, I mean, hold up.
Oh Jesus!
Uh-oh.
Can you roll me a d4, please?
This is one of the 4 options. Straight death.
We'll see.
I got a 4.
4. Wow, the best you could have gotten. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you fall unconscious. You immediately just head collapses to the table, and you just you black out. But you do, just before that, you do get a taste of the thing. Even though your senses are numbed, you do get this nice waxy yet refreshing taste. And there's this like, it's kind of like having something really spicy or something that it's like cold spice. The same pain that you get from spicy food, but instead of hot, it's really cold, and it's like being stabbed on the tongue by hundreds of needles.
Is it like if you ate something really spicy but really minty at the same time and then
Yes.
breathed it in really quickly?
Exactly. It's like spicy fisherman's friends.
Oh, yes.
Oh damn!
And he's like, as soon as his head just collapses to the ground, to the table, he's like, you might want to just wait maybe 1 or maybe just a minute or 10 seconds even, just to, I mean, and it's meant to be kind of more sipped than thrown back.
I will drink half of what he gave me.
Okay, give me a
Come
con
on, go.
save.
Imagine if we did all this only to die by drinking.
Oh my god.
I'm not drinking.
I can't even.
I got a natural 1.
Oh my god.
Everyone's gonna die.
What condition were you on currently? Were you tipsy?
I was tipsy.
Okay, can you roll me a d4, please?
Oh, a 4.
4. Okay. So you are drunk currently, but you're hold up, actually, let me just see here. But you're currently a little bit more drunk than you're currently, so you have a disadvantage on persuasion and deception checks. You have advantage on being frightened, but you have a disadvantage on ability checks. And what is your hit dice? D20? D12?
Yeah.
You gain 9 temporary hit points.
Oh, wow.
And your head is swimming immediately. This stuff is real strong. Seven kind of just plops a drop of it on his tongue and kind of swivels it around. That'll do me for now. Might have a stronger one later, but I need to keep the senses about me at the moment. But help yourselves to as much as you want. If you want anything a little lighter, I can grab it for you.
Can I take a sip of my stabsinthe?
Yes, yeah. Give me a con save.
All right, big nat 1. Oh, a 13.
13. Okay. So you were buzzed, were you?
I was drunk. I was first level drunk.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Advantage on fright.
Okay.
That is.
Cool. So you're now currently if you roll a hit dice and you gain that much temporary hit points.
5 temporary hit points.
5 temporary hit points. You have a disadvantage on all ability checks, and you also have a disadvantage on saving throws, and you can't dash or move more than 10 foot at a time in any one direction.
Okay. Jesus, so I'm smashed. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna slowly bob there at the bars. This isn't that strong. I'm just slowly tilt
Right?
over.
Yeah, you're handling it perfectly well. You right, Joe? Oh, great.
I'm gonna see the 3 of them take a drink and hit the floor. Gone, all of them. Just go, right, guess I'll have to show him. Go over, pour myself a glass, and down the whole thing.
Oh my fucking! All right, can you give me a con save with disadvantage for this?
I really want.
What level of drunkenness are you at right now?
You were buzzed.
I think so.
I was buzzed, yeah. Right, so first one's that, and second one is that. So I got a 15, but I'm going to use my saving face to make that a 20, and I'll use a flash of genius to make that a 24.
Oh, fuck! All right, yeah, you chug this down. Nothing. You feel fine. You feel absolutely fine. Like it doesn't even affect you. You're just kind of standing there. A few seconds pass. A couple more seconds pass, and then it starts to hit. You can give me one more con save, please.
25.
25. Yeah, you're buzzed. So you have a disadvantage on dexterity-based checks and saving throws, and you have advantage on all strength-based checks and saving throws. You guys are going to have really bad hangovers.
I was
I'm
see
just
Joe
gonna
did
look.
that, and I'm like, I can do that, and down went the rest of mine.
I'm going to react and cast Thorn Whip on the glass in his hand.
Because you've both drunk absinthe, your reaction speeds are really fast. When you drink this, you regain your reaction abilities. So because you're both on this stuff and you're both wired right now, can you both roll me initiative checks? Just to see who gets there first.
No, I don't even have to roll my second dice. I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. Shit. Okay.
2.
2. Okay, so yeah, the glass is just whipped from your hand, and Joe just catches it in his hand. It reels it back into his own hand.
Okay, and can I do a sleight of hand to pour out some of the whiskey from the glass of infinite into a different glass and give him back that one?
Okay, yeah, give me a sleight of hand check then.
So instead of giving him the super will kill you drink, you're giving him the
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeeters, look out for
28.
Yeeters. Yeah, okay, so in that, and also because you're just fucked at the moment, Cedric. You just very swiftly as this thing is. Oh, not Cedric. Evan. Well, you're all fucked anyway, but you do manage to. Because you also have disadvantage on dexterity-based checks. So can you give me one more
Oh
check?
shit.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Fine.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to swap it with Cedric's glass. Put the other one just down below the table, and you managed to just pour it off. As you're kind of turning around, you grab it, and it all kind of goes down below the table. You kind of do it in one swift action, and then you slide back the glass towards him.
I'll look at it. Oh. And then pour more of that liquid into my glass.
Oh my god!
And then down it.
Jesus, so the bottle's just there on the table, and Davion's like immediately reaching out. It's like, I think this is like kind of like a thing that you drink, like a sippy. He grabbed the bottle,
Dwarves
uncork
are
it,
fine.
and
Okay, I'm going to
mist rises.
fire one magic missile so to destroy the glass, so you can't drink anymore.
Oh my god! Something. The glass he's pouring it into, so immediately the glass shatters, bursts glass everywhere. And a little bit of alcohol spills onto the floor, and you just pour this onto the table, and immediately evaporates as it touches the table.
I said let me know how much I need to pay.
I would look at it and then grab Diego's glass.
I was drinking that. No. I'll just fall off my stool.
I will drink this.
Alright, so you chug it back. Give me another con save. Give advantage, obviously, as well.
That's like £90. £90.
Oh, thank God I have advantage. So that was a 3.
Okay.
A 17.
17?
Yeah.
Okay. Because of how much you drunk, that is a fail. So
90.
That's 270. And that's about £720. That's about £1,000.
So currently, you have disadvantage on saving throws. You can't dash or move more than 10 foot in the same direction. And you also have disadvantage on attack rolls, but you have damage resistance.
Ooh.
Straight damage resistance.
Yeah.
I will turn to Burr and go down it.
Burr's like, give me an intimidation check. Your face is just beetroot red.
From the floor.
Like you're seeing about 4 burrs at this moment.
Wait, did Moss drink out of the bottle? I was talking to my brother.
He grabbed Diego's glass. 22. Burr's like, okay, you're the boss, I suppose. He kind of scooches himself up onto Diego's stool and gives you a pat on the head, and then kind of shuffles himself and kind of puts his axe down at the desk and takes the bottle and just takes a little swig, and immediately Xavion's eyes are like, oh no! He's gonna... Okay, that's still...
Oh man, I could have just killed Burr. I just thought of that.
Just explodes.
No, Burr got like insane rolls. He got like 19 there, so he kind of takes a swig and he's like, "Oh, it's not too bad." Oh wait, that's the wrong accent. Yeah, he just turned Scottish for a second.
Yeah, he changes his voice.
And then after like a minute, like his eyes blink one at a time, and then he kind of shakes his head and immediately kind of stretches like, "I like this. This is good stuff. I will have another." And he swigs again, and seems fine. He's like, I think I'm building up a tolerance. And then immediately like slips off the chair a little bit, and he is now buzzed. And he's like,
I'll start laughing and then fall off my chair because I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, you just collapse onto the floor now with Diego, who's also on the floor. And Xavion's kind of giving like a sad but a kind of a happy smile, so mixture of both. It's hard to tell. And he kind of slowly walks over to the desk and gently takes a bottle from Burr and corks it. and pops it back at the press.
drinking that.
He's like, I'll get to cooking before the old hunger starts to settle in. And he starts immediately like looking through his cupboards and he's like, alright, I'll be right back. I'll just get some eggs. And he kind of presses the floor for a moment. The floor opens up and there's a ladder that goes down. And he continues down there, and the floor closes up above him. At this moment as well, you've
Where
noticed
did
that
Magic Man go?
as you are looking around and taking in everything, you notice he's gone, and now also Skull. There's nowhere to be seen.
Oh shit. We should
Yeah.
probably.
I don't notice anything. I'm unconscious.
Oh yeah, can I try shaking Cedric away?
Yeah, sure.
You're not dying yet, please. Not
Can you
here.
give me a con save, Cedric? Just crawling over to him.
We can't lose our last old man.
2.
Oh my god, he's like out cold. He's just
No.
a little bit of froth that's coming out the side of his mouth.
We're digging 3 graves tonight. Boy.
Oh shoot.
At this point, I think Cedric's gonna start snoring.
Oh my god.
Because he's like not really in control. There will be like when he breathes out, there'll be like smoke coming out.
It's his death rattle.
Just smoke just billows into your face now. It just goes right back into your lungs. Starts burning your chest.
I'll lay him down on the couch.
Okay.
Sleep
So
well.
you gotta
Hold
dry. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Give me just a general check. Give me an athletics check with disadvantage.
A disadvantaged athletics check. I'm gonna fucking spike him into the ground.
Picks him up, RKOs him.
Sorry,
7.
9.
Okay, so
A 9.
you pick him up. He's a heavy, like Dragonborns are heavy, and you stumble and he kind of falls onto the floor, and then you just start dragging him like along the floor, his face like front into the ground, and eventually kind of come around, like scoop his legs up, throw his legs up onto the chair, and start bringing his torso, and it kind of gets up halfway. Your arms turn to jelly. You drop him. His head like smashes off the side of the table, collapses onto the ground, and eventually you do eventually bring him back up onto the sofa. He's like half on the sofa, but you think you do a stellar job.
I look down at like the mess I've made, and I'm gonna steady myself on the couch, look over to everyone else, and be like, "He fell over when he drank, and he fell unconscious. I didn't drop him. No one saw anything."
There's a little blood smear on the table.
Then I'll topple over myself.
Okay. Just collapse. So fun.
I will get up and feed Reginald the berries, and then notice Reginald's a girl because all the rats are female, and go, "You're still Reginald though," and then pass out.
Okay. Where are you passing out onto exactly?
Just in wherever.
Okay.
I'll try to make it to the couches, but then just drop.
Just give me a roll with disadvantage. Let's see.
Do you know that scene in Lord of the Rings where Gimli just starts laughing and then just keels over?
Yeah.
After drinking. Yeah, that'll happen.
Perfect. All right. We'll just say you're in the middle of the room, more or less, or unless we'll see what you got in the roll. But you're there laughing, feeding the rat, and the rat's belly immediately swells up as it eats this berry because it's meant to be like enough nutrients for one human being. And you're there kind of laughing away. 4. Yeah, you're just like you're walking over here, and somehow you just walk into the wall and collapse onto the ground. And Burr's there, kind of like, everyone must be very tired. I'll also, I'll go rest on one of these sofas. And he climbs up.
Meanwhile, Joe is just standing at the bar, pretty much sober.
Completely unaffected.
What is Joe doing right now?
He's the designated driver. He's that one super friend at the party.
Are you there, Craig?
Yeah, I'm here.
Eventually Xavion does come back up, and in his hand he's got like a small little basket of eggs, and kind of looks around, sees everyone's unconscious, and looks at you. Right. breakfast then.
While he goes make breakfast, can I take out the eye of the dreamer?
Yeah. Currently it's closed at the moment.
Yeah, I already ritual cast identify on it, didn't I?
Yeah. It's like nothing you've experienced before, but you do know it, yeah, belongs to this figure that you don't really know what it is, but all you know is it's the name. The name is the Dreamer. So as you looking at it, kind of turn it around in your hands, has this gold back to it, this gold hemisphere attached to the back where the chain is then attached to make a necklace.
Can I pop out the Gorgon's eye out of the palm of my armor and compare the two?
Yeah, so like the Gorgon's eye is it's much larger and it's kind of looking at it, investigate. Give me a nature check actually. Okay, at a first glance, like you wouldn't really notice too much of a difference with this. The Gorgon eye, though, as you do start to look more at it, you realize without really looking at it itself, like you can tell it's more like lizard-like, and there are eyelids that also come out from the sides of this eye. Well, there wouldn't be eyelids attached to this actually anymore. It's just a raw eye. But the other eye that you have, it's not just a raw eyeball. There's an eyelid attached to it almost that is now closed over, and no matter how hard you try to prise it open, it won't open. And it's this just dull grey eyelid that's closed over the eye itself. They're more or less the same size, and they could easily be mistaken for the other one. But there is something that just unsettles you about this grey eye. There's something alien about it, but you can't put your finger on it. There's just something wrong about this eye.
Just trying to think now what checks I can do.
History or Arcana, I'd say.
I did a history check to see did I remember it from school, and I remember that there was one in my school.
Give me a religion check.
Religion. I'm going to use my last flash of genius to make that a 16.
Okay. You do know that the dreamer
dreamed.
I'm trying to think what you'd know with that. I'm trying to think how much you would. This thing has been worshipped. You do know that not many people really worship it anymore, but you know at least it was worshipped at one time. That's the kind of vibe you got when people were discussing it in your school. You got the sense that it was some sort of eye that belonged to a deity or some sort. You're not sure what. Or some really powerful creature. It had so powerful that it could be worshipped. That kind of vibe.
Okay. I'll ask Zavion. Does he have any books on gods with powerful eye or eye magic or
he's
something to do with their eyes?
He's got his back turned to you at the moment. He's kind of frying up eggs and what looks like rice and some other kind of vegetables and things like that, and he kind of stops and he goes a little rigid and he doesn't turn around. He keeps talking and he says, it's an interesting question. Why would you be looking for something like that? And he begins to turn around, and eventually he looks down at the two eyes in your hands, and his whole face just drops. He has a smile in his face for a second, but then it just drops. What? Where'd you get that, lad?
I acquired it through our adventure.
Right. And he kind of takes a step forward and kind of puts out his hand. He's like, "Do you mind if I take a look?" At all? Do you mind if I peek?
Yeah, I'll hold it up front so you can look at it.
He kind of takes it and he puts his hands on it, looks at it, and then as second as he makes contact with it, he kind of comes away extremely fast. And he says, I'm not one to be stern or strict, but I'm terribly sorry, lad, but I can't let you have that. That thing needs to be locked away.
As he says that, I'm like holding it in the hand that originally had the Gorgon's eye. So I just release my fingers so it drops into the little slot again.
Okay.
And like locks into my armor.
Okay.
And I'll just like close my fist and I'll keep it nice and safe.
And he just like looks at the table and rubs his eyes and says, "Right. Listen, this eye that you've got there, lads, there's not many of them around. But I know that anyone who's ever found one has never been the same since it corrupts you. It'll take you over. And it'll get you to do a lot of things that you don't want to do. People who find those lose their way very quickly. The person you know now is not going to be the same person that's in 2 weeks' time if you keep a hold of that eye. I want you to know that.
But as people, aren't we meant to change? You and I are not the same as we were last week or yesterday, and we're not going to be the same as we will be tomorrow. People change, it happens.
Okay, that's fair. It's a fair argument, but at the same time, it's not going to be you anymore. It's going to be him. Zachriel. You won't own yourself anymore, he will. But if this is the path you want to go down, I'm not going to stop you. But if you feel like you've gone too far, lad, if you feel like you're too lost, and you don't know a way back, you come to me, alright? I'll help you out, the best I can. But just don't leave it too long.
I'll thank Zavion for his advice. I'll assure him that if I feel uneasy about continuing on my path, that I'll contact him immediately. But I will make it as clear as I can to him that Joe, as a person, once he finds something that he questions, he has to find the answer to it. He cannot leave it go.
Alright. I just warn you, don't. There's being curious and there's being obsessed. Just try to remember the difference between the two as time goes on.
That's what I'm hoping the 4 idiots on the couch will help me with.
I think you're in good hands, lad. He kind of looks towards them at the bunch of them, like one who's got this big dark purple bruise on his head that's slightly bleeding. One, like, Burr has already got like his legs up on the side of the couch. He doesn't really know how to sleep on it. And then Diego's just collapsed like face front into the pillows. And then you've got also Ebik, who's also just like leaning against the wall, slowly sliding down it, and just collapsed onto the floor, his face still pressed up against it. Yeah, I think you've got a nice group of friends on your hand. You'll be grand. But again,
they have their moments.
Aye, they do. I've seen it, and I've got a good feeling about them. But yeah, this is something you need to do on your own. I'm not going to stop you. If I did, it'll just make matters worse. You're the curious type. If I was to take this from you, we'll just become enemies, and I don't want that. Just know I can be your friend, and I'm not here to take it from you.
I appreciate the warning and the advice, and I will. Well, we're finished drinking, so I can't exactly cheers him over a glass of whiskey.
He kind of takes out like a couple of glasses from under the desk and goes over to the press again and opens it up, and he just takes out an old bottle of, just a very dark bottle that has all this wax melted over the top of it. He kind of blows off the dust, kind of cleans it off. This is a brew made by my brother, brother of sorts, Grail. He's a wonderful. He makes a fine rum, and he pours you a glass of it and pours himself a glass of it, and it's this blue rum. To the future and to changing. He holds up his glass.
I'll cheers him to that.
He chucks it back, drinks it, slams it down, and rubs his eyes, and he says, "Wait, if you want a proper bed, I've actually got beds up on the next floor. You might help me carry these lads upstairs if you don't mind. Otherwise I can do it myself."
I will go over and like drag Ebik so they're like all in a group.
Actually, you know what? Maybe it's best they wake up in an environment that is somewhat familiar. Let's leave them here. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it'd be wrong if they wake up.
I'll just plop Ebik next to Burr, so.
Okay. So the two of them just collapsed on this large sofa. Cheers, lad. I'll be upstairs if you need anything. There's some egg fried rice here that I'll just leave out for the rest of you in the morning, and there's a couple of books there, and he kind of goes over to the press, kind of looks around and pulls out a couple of books, puts them on the table. If you want to read up on what you're dealing with, I'll leave those there, and he heads upstairs.
Crick just stood up to the most powerful being we've ever met, aside from Lilith.
Tried to take his loot.
Hey, I'm still buzzed. I thought it was kind of wrong if I didn't,
Yeah, argue back. Absolutely.
Put balls on the fucking table and go for it.
That was an excellent little scene, yeah.
It would do more bad than good if you took that from you. Okay.
All
right. So Joe, do you head to bed or?
Yeah, I'll head to bed.
Okay. Do you sleep on the couch or do you want to sleep upstairs?
I'm gonna make it a group thing and I'll sleep on the couch.
Okay, perfect.
But I'm taking the one couch for myself so I can lie flat.
All right. So, waking up. What's your Constitution modifier, Cedric?
0.
Okay, so you're gonna have a hangover for 8 hours. So the hangover is essentially the. Let me just double check. Oh, there's hangover rules here.
Oh. Yeah.
Let me check that out. I was just gonna, for now, I won't make it confusing. I'll just say you've got the poison condition, so you've got a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
For 8 hours. For the rest of you, then actually, you're pretty fucked up. Okay. Diego, you get what's your con mod?
0.
Okay, so you've hung over for 5 hours. Epic, what's your con? Is it 3? Is it?
It's plus 3.
Yeah, you're fresh as a daisy. In fact, you wake up nothing at all. You feel really good. You feel really fresh. It's been a while since you've had a good hard drinking session, and you actually feel invigorated. I'll give you. No, you've already gotten inspiration, but
yeah.
You could say you had an advantage on what the next roll you make. And Poor Burr is no, he's feeling fine too, amazingly. As for you, Joe, you're buzzed. So, what's your con mod for you, Joe?
3.
Okay, so you're gonna be hungover for an hour. Okay, so all of you wake up. Cedric, your head feels like it's being split in two, and it's just getting wider and wider. Your whole body is numb and shaking and trembling, and you feel like you've already thrown up in your mouth a couple of times while sleeping. Diego, kind of likewise, just without the head splitting. I mean, you've still got a pretty bad migraine, but the rest of you are okay, just feeling a bit woozy and sick and everything else. But yeah, you wake up, you find yourselves on these couches in weird, distorted positions, and eventually see a friendly, smiling Zavion. They're kind of serving up a bunch of egg fried rice onto the tables with some juice and fruit. Good morning, lads. Yeah, it's a long rest, yeah.
Can I just kind of slowly... I don't recover from my exhaustion, so...
You don't recover from what?
My exhaustion.
No.
Can I slowly stand up and look at Zavion, put my hand to my head and be like, what happened?
You sat down, you took all of the drink, and then you fell down and you were out, and your good friend here, one of them, I don't think I was here for it, managed to drag you onto the sofa, and that's about all I know.
I'll just be giving him thumbs up behind Cedric.
He kind of just has a little chuckle to himself and looks around. He's like, not much else after that. You just started dropping one by one, and by the time I had made some food, I don't think there was any of you standing except for your friend Joe, who swiftly went to bed.
How'd I cut my head? Then I'll just kind of look at the table, sit down, and just make myself a bowl. I don't. It's a rhetorical question. I don't really want to know. Just
yeah, it's fair. As you're just standing there, he's like, "That is an excellent question," and continues serving up food. Eventually sits down himself and starts munching on food. Right. So where are you all off to next? I'm sure you're buzzed to get going and be back in the world again. What's your plans?
Well, are we going back and seeing if we can find Epic's short friends?
Aye.
Is that first, or are we going to say goodbye to Brian first?
I think we should say goodbye to Brian first.
Aye. Right.
Deserves to be sent home.
I've got a couple of portals ready to go for you anyway, whenever you're all set. They're good people in Taven Rock, lovely crowd, and they'll look after you too if you need anything. And of course, if you want to come back here too, absolutely, work away. I'll just be moving these people back to the world of the living, and I'll be doing that for a couple of weeks, I'm sure. Yeah. quite the ride.
I'm just going to be stuffing this with rice.
What's that?
What's the town that Brian is from called again?
Tavenlock.
Tavenrock. Okay.
Tavenlock. Yeah, like the lake.
Oh, Tavenlock. Okay. Cool. Yep.
Do I still have the hat on my head? Or
Yeah, I guess so. It would have probably been like, it probably is under your ass right now, actually, more than anything. But it's probably been on you long enough to be attuned to it, for sure.
So I have the hat and the cloak on, and just the boots are just somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not
Somewhere around. You've become attuned to the necklace, I assume, Diego. You've been wearing it the whole time.
Do I catch on fire?
No, nothing seems to happen.
Okay. I don't trust it still.
As for the hat that you're currently wearing, you get a better sense, now that you've been with it for so long, you do get a better sense of what it seems to be able to do. Two things. I mean, you are quite hungover right now, but at the moment you get the sense that it seems to be some sort of channel as well for your spells. Like, it could be, you could use it as a focus. And secondly, you get this weird feeling of inspiration while wearing it, as if you can tap into the entire weave while wearing it at the moment.
Okay. I don't know how to write that, so I'll think for
If it has it, if you're on whatchamacallit, it might have the item Hat of Wizardry on there.
It does have the Hat of Wizardry.
There you go. That's what you've got.
Do I have to attune to the Hat of Wizardry? Oh, it has charges and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the cloak?
Charges? Didn't know
Oh, yeah, it says it has a charge.
that. Oh, okay. Oh wait, yeah. Oh yeah, no, it does have that charge. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one charge. And what was the other thing then? Sorry, did you ask?
The cloak.
Oh yeah, Cloak of Billowing.
Cloak of Billowing.
That it also serves as a cloak of protection.
Ooh. While wearing the cloak, you can use a bonus action to make it billow dramatically.
But yeah, it also serves as a cloak of protection, so you can put the two of them into your thing. As soon as you attune to it, it became a cloak of protection. But anyone who wears it can use the billowing effect.
I'll just be wearing two cloaks. Cool.
And when you wake up, Joe, as well, the eye in your palm is opened. But it's covered with a layer of kind of like this gold veil over it. It's still transparent, but it's just this gold layer covering it right now. But as an action, you can use the eye. You can open it up.
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting. I think boots with wings.
There's also a spell book that you found.
Yeah, the empty spell book. It's
Yeah.
the orb. I found a load of scrolls as well, but we can go through those later.
Yeah.
I'll throw the boots towards Joe.
Okay.
And I'll start like flicking through the spell book.
Okay. So as you do
Yeah.
flick through it, It's totally empty, but give me an Arcana check as you do flip through the pages.
I'm going to use my inspiration to better. There, 24.
24. As you are looking at it as well, this material is it's really bizarre. It's kind of like coarse, but smooth at the same time. Your hand feels like it doesn't quite touch the pages, and as you examine the material, it's like woven with some sort of enchantment. And getting a better look at it, getting a better sense of it, there seems to be some sort of protection magic over this book itself that protects the book from any sort of damage, you would see.
Okay.
And any dust that seems to land on it, or anything you seem to drop on it, kind of slips off. It doesn't damage the book in any way. Even when you bend the pages and crinkle them up, they unfold as if they were never bent.
Doesn't it cost money to transcribe spells into a spellbook and use special inks and stuff?
Yeah, it would.
I'll hold on to the book
Okay.
with the plan to transcribe my spells into it eventually.
Sure. All right.
Did we identify the boots?
No.
No, I just gave it because I was.
Which we can't identify.
All right.
Okay,
So
that's
as you
that.
do, you're sitting there while eating breakfast and everything. These are winged boots, so they require you to attune to them, and while you wear the boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed, and you can use the boots to fly for up to 4 hours, either all at once or in several short flights, and each one uses a minimum of 1 minute of the duration. And if you're flying, when the duration expires, you descend at a rate of 30 feet per round until you land, so you kind of get feather fall, essentially. And they regain 2 hours of flying capability every 12 hours they aren't in use.
I figured Jago wouldn't need those.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Does anyone particularly want I imagine this is me or Cedric, because Epic and Bar are kind of like running and smack, whereas we're more ranged.
I mean, if you take them, it kind of completes your Iron Man.
That is true.
I was trying to think of a reason why Cedric wouldn't take them, but he's half, like, a little bit dragon, so he probably would like to be able to fly, but nah. If my kind were meant to fly, we'd have wings. Like our cousins. You keep them.
I'll throw them on because I don't already have boots.
Alright,
Well, I
so
don't have special boots.
slip on the boots, and the wings kind of move a little bit, and then kind of go still. As this is all happening, Xavion then kind of reaches behind the counter and pulls out like a big red silk bag and lays it onto the table. And he's like, "Right, I've got to thank you all for everything you've done, and as it's soon to be Giftmas, and I can't think of a better time to give them to you except for that day, but who knows what will happen between now and then, I might as well give you your gifts right now. So, who's first?"
Xavion, we didn't get you anything.
It's perfectly fine. You've brought me out of the world. You cured me of my curse being a sheep. You managed to help me get rid of a very literal thorn in my side. You've done more than I could have ever hoped for. I would be still trapped where I was if it wasn't for all of you.
As he's saying that, I'm gonna, like, remember that I have Brian's staff and just kind of look at it and offer it to him. Like, he'd want you to have this.
Thank you. And he gives a bow and a nod and takes the staff and looks at it, and places down gently onto the table, kind of runs his hand over it. I'll look after it, dearly. For you, young, well, not young anymore, but for you, a very capable wizard. A wizard like you needs to have materials for recording the arcane, etc. So I'd like to give you some of my inks for my collection. And he hands you a bottle of this kind of teal, dark teal liquid, and a beautiful quill made with this gold and red feather that kind of curls around, and then at the very end of the gold tip there's a red circle at the end. A phoenix feather quill and some of my own personal transcribing inks. If you find any nice spells along the way. So then, anyone else willing to take a gift?
I'll take a gift.
Right, there we go. And he's already, you see him now also kind of, as he's rummaging around, he takes out from his pocket a pair of pink glasses that he kind of slips on, and he's looking through the bag, looking around. For a powerful dwarf who likes to rage. Bear with me now. Sorry, I don't know where I put this. It's up here. Stalling. Right, since you've got such a fine weapon, I had a lot of thinking about this one, trying to find something that actually suits you. If it will just load, that'd be fantastic. Jesus Christ, where's it gone? I've got to scroll through all this. Oh my God.
He just has a grab of it. It's like stuck in the bag. Can't get it out.
Yeah, he's like, just give me a second. I want to get this right. I don't want it to be. Here we go. Whew, right. Oh my God. Wait.
It's right here. Just give me a second. Got this.
Just loading in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It literally
Like
is loading
the axe,
in.
it's like whatever it is. It's like manifesting, but it's slowly coming in. You're like, just give it a second.
You see the light coming from the bag, and it's just like it's not coming through properly.
Okay, here you go. All right, I've got him. And he kind of eventually like rips out these two things that are now starting to shake in his hands, and they're starting to like snap at him and bite on him. And as you get a closer look, he's pulled out these two kind of blood red bracers, and they're kind of barking and snapping and starting to shake. And he drops them onto the table and puts like a box over them. He's like, "Hey, I've got these bloodthirsty bracers for yourself. I've noticed you like to yeet off a few heads here and there, so these these are going to help you with that." And eventually he kind of closes the box up and zips it up and kind of seals the top, and he chucks you the box. It might take you a while to start getting used to it, to start being familiar with them and getting a little friendly with them. But once you are friends, they're definitely going to help you out with the old eating side of things. And they are deadly comfy once you finally.
Sorry, what was it? Because you cut it there for me.
Oh, sorry. They're bracers of yeeting, you might, or bloodthirsty bracers. So yeah, they like to kill. They like to see blood, and there you go.
Thank you, Xavier.
My pleasure. I just hope you can become friendly with them. Who's next? How about you, the curious one over the back, who likes to befriend every animal he sees?
Sure, I'll pop up.
Reaches into the bag, pulls out Toto.
Don't tease us.
He takes out a book, kind of slams on the table, and he says, "This is a copy of my own personal collection of every beastie I've ever faced and fought and discovered. This is my Beasties 101. And this particular volume specializes in beasties' wants and needs and what they enjoy in life, and how to befriend them better. A lot of people enjoy killing. I personally prefer to make as many friends as I can make along the way. And so with this, if you have a good look through, it should help you out with making some more animal friends.
One might say it's a book of fantastic beasts and where
Alright. He hands that over to you.
Take it.
There you are. So just to say, once a day you can get an advantage on animal handling checks. So either you can have advantage on animal handling checks, or you get an advantage on an attack against monstrosity once a day. So it's got monstrosities and animals in here. So,
Are those bracers an item or?
no, I made them up. There might be something similar to them, but if you do attune to them, you can get a critical on a. You can spend them to get a critical on a 19 or 20, and if you do manage to get a critical hit with them, it recharges. You can choose to use it on an attack. If you roll a 19, for example, and if you get a natural 20, it will recharge completely. That charge will come back. So if you roll a 19, it spends the charge, and you can't use it again until you get a natural 20 on it.
Yeah, I don't think anything like that exists. But
yeah,
No.
I'm sorry, it's a bit.
I have it in my notes.
yeah, if you just add like random bracers and then in the description of them, right?
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I'm just gonna run down, grab a beer. Back in a second.
Just trying to look through my books again. Just way too many notes in here. It's just an absolute mess. I'm actually going to do this before I continue. If you want to take a break, now we can. Or do you want to finish it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get these. I'm going to clear them up. So we'll take a small break then for now, and I'll get back to you guys. We'll get the rest of the presents after the break. All right. I'll
see you after these short messages.
See you after these short messages. Please enjoy.
creepy.
Oscar will look at Ghostly and say, "Frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?"
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you hit your head?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Safe, very safe.
Eternal Oscar right now. Notice that Bubbles does a thing where the sides of Bubbles' mouth kind of stretch to the sides and curl downwards and you can sense what Bubbles is thinking, really, you think I'm good at this kind of stuff?
I was just gonna look at him. I was like, no, but I don't think I'm any better. You really want me to go up to that man? A girl like, oh, it's okay. She wasn't much of a loss. See, I can't.
Bubbles kind of points inside their mouth. And just you know what Bubbles is saying the whole time, and Bubbles is just trying to communicate. I can't even talk.
I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Ghostly, I think this might be for you.
What's that then?
Go give Brian a hug.
Oh, Brian's upset because there are splinters and bits on the floor.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oscar will look closely and say, frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you end?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Stay safe.
Eternal Oscar right now. Notice that Bubbles does a thing where the sides of Bubbles' mouth kind of stretch to the sides and curl downwards and you can sense what Bubbles is thinking really, you think I'm good at this kind of stuff?
I was just gonna look at him. I was like, no, but I don't think I'm any better. You really want me to go up to that man? A girl oh, it's okay. She wasn't much of a loss. See, I can't.
Bubbles kind of points inside their mouth. And just you know what Bubbles is saying the whole time, and Bubbles is just trying to communicate I can't even talk.
I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Ghostly, I think this might be for you.
What's that then?
Go give Brian a hug.
Oh, Brian's upset because Nagasinta's and bits on the floor.
Welcome back. Okay, so I'll just hop straight back in. You guys are being given out gifts from Xavion for Giftmas. He's given Cedric some of his magical inks for transcribing spells. He gave his bestiary that he's written up personally on how to befriend and find the weaknesses of animals and monstrosities. He's given a cardboard box to Epic filled with these 2 writhing, blood-soaked wristbands of yeeting, and then he pulls out from the red silk bag a very long, thin piece of black fabric that looks like a headband that could be tied. And he walks over to yourself, Diego, saving you the hassle of standing up with your hangover. And places it in your hands. He's like, it's not much, but it's a good chi focus. Whenever you're relaxing, whenever you're resting, it'll help you with recovering that bit better. It helps with meditating, that sort of thing. It doesn't look the fanciest, but I think it goes with your whole aesthetic that you've got going on here.
Indeed. I'll give him a little bow. It's like, something is more than I expected. He's happy.
Oh, my pleasure. Merry Giftmas. So,
Merry Giftmas to you.
For yourself, it's a headband of key focus. So if you meditate with this for about 10 minutes, it'll recover an extra key point for you. Recover some more of your key, and it should give you a bolstering in your key as well if you spend enough time with it. Give you a bit more. Help you to focus a bit more on that. And lastly, Bear, the silent one. I got something for you too. Even my own NPCs magical items. Here you go. And he kind of walks over to Burr and places a little bean in his hand that has this small little sprout coming out. And he pulls out a flower pot as well from the pot, and then he takes the bean and places it into the flower pot so the little sprout comes out. Here you are, Burr. It's your own little pot for growing a set of good berries for you. If you water it enough, if you look after it and nurture it, you should have a nice little good berry plant within a couple of weeks. And Burr looks at it and he says, it reminds me of home. Thank you very much. And he places the pot just into his shoulder, and his shoulder kind of grows around the rest of the pot. It just sprouts out from his shoulder. Right. I had that's I had a rummage around last night to see if I could find something, more particular, more aimed towards all of you, something that you might all appreciate. I didn't want to go and just grab you something that you're not going to use, or something that doesn't mean anything. But, hopefully you get some use out of these anyway. And, if not, perfectly fine. Merry Giftmas to you all.
Thank you, Xavier.
Thanks, Zabion.
Ah, my pleasure. He slouches back into the chair. Oh, I think I've got a bit of a migraine myself. It's been a rough couple of months. So, where are we heading? We heading to Tavenlock? Or do you want some time to recover here a bit more first? It's up to yourselves.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Check.
I'll walk it off. We'll walk it off. It's fine.
I just,
How you doing, Cedric?
fine.
You're looking rough.
Okay, sorry. We have more.
God, how'd you hurt your head? That's
Is it bad? I cannot.
It's rough. It looks a little bruised, you know, a little sore. But yeah, you'll walk it off. You're strong, and I'll pat him on the back really hard. Probably too hard.
So as he does that, I'm gonna do an athletics check. Yeah, I take like a step forward to brace myself, but I stay standing.
You survived worst. Let's go. Let's go to table lock.
Alright. I actually forgot to open this fuck.
While you're going looking for stuff, I'm just gonna turn to Burr and just be like, Burr, you want to save your family. We understand if you want to go do that now.
He's gonna. I think I would like to first see off Brian for all that he's done, and then I will help Zavion with bringing the lost souls back to their homes, and then finally return to mine with my family. Thank you.
Of course.
Let's all go to Tavernock. Alright, so if everyone's ready, I can start dragging you all over there.
Yeah.
Alright,
Let's do this.
so Zavion begins taking you upstairs, kind of up the spiral staircase. I'll actually drag all you guys over here for now. So he takes you up to the first floor, kind of just points it all out. It's like, you could have stayed here just for future. There are rooms available for all of you on the next floor. If ever you need a place to stay, you're always welcome here. And then takes you up into the next floor of spiral staircases, and it opens up into this room of glowing portals. Brings all of you in. And starts pointing out a bunch of different ones. So let's just organize you all. But you notice all the walls here are covered in circular runes for different teleportation circles. There are 5 large rooms, the circles also in the center of this place, on a slight raised platform, and there are doorways, each marked with a different color pattern, and in Sylvan have different names written above each one. And he leads you over to the green one. He's like, right, if we head over here and bring in Brian and everything with us, we can head in here. This is a set of portals for around the Vale. And he leads you into this room here, and inside there are more portals all along the walls, and there's a couple on the floor. And he kind of dusts off one of them that starts glowing immediately, and it then opens up into a doorway. And at the other side, you just see this wooden press, like the back of a wardrobe. And he's like, "Oh Jesus!" Right? And he just immediately starts kicking into the portal and starts moving this wardrobe that eventually just falls over. It's like, "Right, after you." And he just hints to whoever wants to go through first.
Before I step through, can I have a look around to see if he has a portal to my old master's tower?
Yeah, give me. Do you speak Sylvan?
I do not.
Okay, give me an Arcana check then.
10.
10. Okay. You can't see anything. You've never actually seen any of the like any kind of teleportation circle. Like, you can make a teleportation circle pretty easily, but these are even more intricate. It's like they've been layered and layered and layered again with spell after spell after spell, and they've built up over a long time, and it's almost impossible to for you to take apart the patterns and glyphs and coordinates that are all written into these spell circles. It's really hard for you to tell. So at a glance looking around, you can't see anything at the moment.
Okay.
You
Then
notice
I'll just go through.
All right. So you step through, and he says he kind of reaches his head through, and you see yourself now in this kind of what seems like an attic of sorts, and this wardrobe is just being kind of pushed over. It's a small enough wardrobe. It's about waist high, and he's just kind of kicked it down to the side, and you find yourself in this very dusty attic with a circular window. And as you move over to it and you look out it, you can see carts being drawn outside, people chatting, and the sound of farm animals and the like. And is there anything else any of you would like to do before heading through?
Nope.
Alright, so one by one, you all head into the attic. And Xavion walks out behind you. The portal closes behind you, and you see now on the wall that you've all stepped through are these dark runes made out of charcoal and glass, all carved into this slab of stone in the attic. And as you step out, Xavion kind of stretches a little bit, and he calls down like, "Grill, we're here!" And you guys find yourselves in David. So, where are you guys? There we go. Perfect. Spot on. So, currently, you guys are all in this house, and immediately you start to hear these like very loud, sturdy footsteps just coming up the stairs, and eventually this dwarf peeps up from a door in the floor. He's got a big brown, dusty beard, plaited into loads of plaits, and he's got this slick back combed hair and then shaved at the sides, and he's got a few slits carved into his eyebrows. And he kind of stands up. He seems to be wearing like a blacksmith's apron, a very dirty, oily shirt. Kind of steps up and he throws a hammer up onto the floor in the attic. Stands up and he says, Xavion, it's been so fucking long. And he runs over to Xavion and gives him this big hug, like grabs him by the legs and lifts him up and squeezes his legs. I thought you were fucked, lad. I thought you were fucking gone with Lilith. It's nice to have gotten your call this morning. How's tricks? He looks over to the rest of you. Pleasure to meet you. My name's Grill. And he hands out like a very large, hairy mitt of a hand. It looks really weathered, and he's got very thick skin, calluses all over. Absolute fucking pleasure. He grabs your hand and give me a strength check.
A 16.
Okay, so immediately as he grabs your hand, he kind of takes you by surprise as well. This guy is strong. Like, it's like slapping a stone. You try to give some sort of give, but his hands are so worn and thick that you can't even seem to like squash him slightly. He's just like hitting solid stone, and he's you immediately get the sense that this guy is insanely strong. But then he's like, "Oh, jeez, nice to see another dwarf around these places. I mean, apart from my wife and my kids, they're lovely, of course, but you know, it's nice to see another strong, strapping man like yourself. And the others, the heroes of my young brother Xavion. Pleasure to meet you all." And Xavion's kind of a bit taken aback. He's like, "Oh, actually, I'm not actually the young..." And he kind of shoves him aside, goes around, shakes all your hands. "Welcome to my town. It'd be a pleasure to show you all around. I hear we have a funeral to prepare for. A few of the people in the town knew Brian fairly well, and they've all showed up for the funeral itself. Thank you for bringing him here. It's I didn't know him myself personally, but it's nice to see so much love being put into this." And eventually leads you downstairs, and you see about 4 or 5 little children kind of scrambling around, like picking up, like playing with toys and slapping each other with like wooden swords, and he kind of pushes his way through the crowd. You guys manage to follow him outside into the yard, and he kind of brings you around the side of the house onto his balcony, and you see to the right of you a whole forge set up where he seems to be working. Lots of weapons and tools and everything have been forged. And looking around now, you can take in more or less the entire town. Up on the hill, there's a large wooden building. Seems to just be a very elaborate house. The rest of the houses around here seem kind of basic enough. A few of them are a little fancier than the others, but it's all pretty basic. Just south then of the forge onwards, you can see what looks like probably a town hall. You see a statue of what seems to be like a dwarven lady, a very short lady, made of stone, and she's holding a gem up in one hand and reaching down with the other. It's a very soft face on her. There's what looks like an inn over here. A few drunk people are kind of already coming out, like zipping up their pants, and a couple are heading out of what looks like an outhouse. There's a few stalls set up. There's farms that can be seen down further south. Seems like the church further on, and yeah, this is the town of Tavenlock.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all very generic looking at the moment, but Grill immediately kind of steps forward, puffs out his chest, and takes off his blacksmith's apron, hangs it up, and he says, "Right, I better show you around town, and we'll start the preparations for the funeral this evening. I didn't expect you to come over so early, but here, I'll show you around." And as he does, he brings you around just to give you an idea of where everything is. There's an inn here. There's the Scapegoat Inn. There's the Blue Post Box, which is the post office. There is also down here a carpenter's. So this is the town carpenters. They built all the houses here. I'll actually just do this in Grill's voice. I might as well. So that's the carpenters over there. If you need any fixing up of houses, any building, if you want to take a residency here, you talk to them. There's our town hall. There's the beautiful Athena herself as well. Beautiful woman. And he kind of goes quiet and gives her a nod as you pass by it. And then we've got the library. We've got old Bernie in there and her daughter. We've got Mario's over here, beautiful restaurant if you need some good grub. And then we've got the butchers. We've got basic stalls. We've got the butcher's counter. There's vegetables if you want fresh veg, fresh fruit. We got a lot of the stuff from Bale Green. And also if you want any if you need any clothes made up, we've got a lovely tailors here, or haircuts as well, and the barbers down here. They do some wonderful trims. I got my nice tidy cut there myself. Let me see, what else have we got? What have we got? We've got the temple for Our Lady, the Mother Doe, and the grave for you know, basic stuff. Farms down to the south, and the rest are residencies. And yeah, we've got, that's about it. It's a small enough town, but you know, and I'm the blacksmith. If you need anything made up, I can do you something, give you a bit of a discount for all that you've done for my my brother here. And yeah, welcome to our town.
Where is Brian's shell and bones at this point?
I can say that you've dragged them out with you. You've kind of brought them out, and you've kind of just left them in the house, just in the doorway, not to drag them out in the mud or the grass.
Okay.
And we were thinking we might have the original funeral at the Mother Doe Temple, and then all together everyone will do a small pilgrimage and make their way up into the hills where Brian had his tower, and have the burial there.
Thank you for arranging this.
Oh, you know, my pleasure. Least I can do. Kind of, you know, I'm substituting as both the mayor and the blacksmith here. It's a bit of a strange one, but I'm doing my best to accommodate. And Brian was a good man, from what I've heard. For all that he's done for Zavion, for you, and for all these people that myself and Zav are going to start bringing out to of that fucking Lilith's place. Sorry, I'm rambling. Heroes don't go without a good funeral here in Tavenlock.
Okay. Alright.
So it's up to
Do
you
we
if
want
you...
to-
yeah.
Do we want to have Brand's funeral now, or we do more stuff beforehand?
Does anyone want to go anywhere in town?
Word of advice, actually. Stay away from Ramshacks. It's a bit of a weird one, that one. You just don't go there. And he points over towards the collection of 4 weird, different coloured houses all back to back. They're these kind of wooden shacks that are painted green, yellow, blue, and red, but the paint is kind of peeling off, and the windows are foggy. And for a split second, you see this white pasty figure looking at you through one of the foggy windows. And when you blink for a second, he's gone. Fucking creep.
Yeah, he looks creepy, alright.
Seems a bit odd.
I'll ask, would there be any scholars or...
Yeah, nah, maybe, you might want to check, with, the library maybe has a few books you can read. I think, the old torture lady there is...
church, or is there a strong...
I mean... we're all, we all worship the mother, though. She's a lovely lady, looks after us all, keeps everything healthy. So there's the couple of acolytes who tend to her temple, or of course you could head to I can't remember what I called the librarian. I think I said the wrong one. Where is she? Oh, sorry, her name isn't whatever I said. It's Brine is her name.
Brian.
Brine, yeah.
Just cruel.
Sorry. So you might want to talk to Briney, or you go to Tachi or Callie, who both maintain the church.
Did you say there was like an adventurers guild kind of thing? Or like somewhere they sell like stuff? Is there a stuff shop?
Stuff shop. Well, that's what Ramshak specializes in, unfortunately. But I do know that Brad Derek, who owns the inn over there, he's an ex-adventurer. Used to adventure a lot until he took an arrow to the knee, and the eye, and the hip, and the heart, and the lung, and the shin, and everything else, and he kind of just quit after that.
Understand.
He does sell bits and bobs that he acquired over his adventuring days, if you want to pop into him.
Okay.
Healing potions are a thing we need to stock for.
Shit me, though.
Well, no, we just need to gather the materials, because I have my herbalism kit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
What materials do you need?
I need...
Craig, we are multi-millionaires.
No, Craig is a multi-millionaire.
Correction, I am a multi-millionaire.
Craig is our sugar daddy.
I became a multi-millionaire. Because even before I got my 50,000 gold, I had 800 gold. How do you think I got that?
Investing in stocks.
Oh, God.
Cedric is going to be very interested in Ramshackle.
Yeah, that sounds.
That sounds.
We're told not to go there. Immediately, like, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah.
A stuff shop, you say?
Right, I'm gonna be here anyway with. Oh yeah, sorry, go on.
Does he have a breast pocket?
Who?
The person we're talking to.
Grill. Yeah, he
Grill.
does. Yeah, he's just got a shirt and he would have a breast pocket on it. Yeah.
Okay, so after he kind of says his goodbyes and we start heading off, I'll just like drop something into it and just say, melt me as much iron into wire, like a thin wire as you can.
Alright. interesting one. I can do that, I suppose, until this evening. See what I can do. Kind of looks in his pocket and sees what's inside. What's this?
He sees.
Does Craig understand money in D&D? Let's see.
You get a bunch
3
of
platinum
electorum.
pieces.
3 platinum pieces. His kind of eyes open up. He's like, "Oh, right. You're back and sure, I'll do as much as I can anyway for you, lad. And I mean, like, do you want a lot of wire or do you want like a lot of fucking wire?
I need a lot of wire.
A lot of fucking wire. Oh, just a lot of wire, a lot of fucking wire. Like a fucking, I can do like a few hundred feet of the fucking stuff. If that's what you're looking for.
Right.
3
Each
platinums.
piece about, you know, maybe like 50 to 70 feet. But I
Easily
need
done.
a lot of fucking pieces.
Yeah, you got it, lad. That's easily done. No problem.
There's more of that in there for you as well, if you go above and beyond.
Right, yeah. Fucking I'll do what I can anyway. I'm easily done. And he immediately kind of steps over and starts getting to work. Sav, you can start making preparations around the town. I'm gonna make this lad some fucking wire. He just starts like heating up iron and starts boiling it over the forge in the forge. Right, I'll be around here if you need me. Zav kind of gives you guys a nod. He's like, right, yeah, I'll be just to round up the kids and I'll start heading around to the neighbours, let them all know what's going on, and see you back here this evening. Zavion pops off.
I'm gonna like turn to Joe and be like, how much? Out of curiosity, as we're like walking away from the blacksmith, how much did you give him for wire?
3 platinum.
Okay. For future reference, that's a lot of money.
You do realize I need a lot of fucking wire.
Yeah, but like, you probably paid for that man's house.
Well, yeah, because he's going to help me with what I'm going to build with the wire as well.
I'm just letting you know that maybe you don't have to spend that much money on wire.
Plus,
said
he's a
he-
friend of Davion, like, so.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. That being said,
Iron wire or gold wire? Which one is it actually? I've got quite a few here.
Can you get me the purest metal you can get?
Purest fucking right, okay. Gold, I suppose. Okay.
And does he know about like electricity and magnets and shit?
You're asking him this?
I'll ask him to understand how magnets work.
I fucking do. I'm a
Okay.
fucking tinkerer, mate. I'm an inventor of sorts. I'll have to show you my workshop out back in a bit. Do a bit of tinkering on the side. Taught Zavion everything he knows about it. If he goes around telling you he knows how to make a fucking robot, that's
I'd
for
love
me.
to see it. I'd love
Right.
to see it.
I'll show you around
Just-
later.
As long as it's tough as shit and magnetic, I'll be happy.
Right. Just a bunch of gold filament, right? You got it. Here we go. Per ounce. I'll get you about. What's the gauge that you want on this wire? Pretty thin, pretty thick.
Thin.
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 Right, got it.
Thin.
Easily done. Easily done. Okay, so I'm whipping out charts here on how much you can make with a pound of gold. But yeah. Okay.
I've never been so worried about like such an innocuous question.
So,
I just want some wire.
oh my god.
Well, like, I did say last week what my idea was.
Okay. Okay, I gotta write this down. I actually just need to do a bit of math here. This is insane.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes.
So...
Can I have my allowance?
Oh yeah, I'll call everyone over. Right, since it's a fairly small town, you won't be getting everything that you'll be getting in the end. And I'll give everyone each. There's 4 of you. I'll give you 15 platinum each.
Were you gonna say Electrum?
I want Electrum.
No one fucking uses Electrum.
So much.
2 seconds. I'll give Burr, Cedric, and Diego 15 platinum each.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
Right, lad. Just to say, I've been doing a bit of math here, and
I'll give Matt 300 Electrum.
Oh yeah.
Right, lad. Is about 1,200 feet of gold wire good enough for you?
Right, let me get a calculator.
Terrifying.
I mean, for the price you've given me, you actually know what? Actually, no, we're gonna say 1,000 feet. Gotta pay myself
1,000
too.
feet. So, what was I saying? Saying about 50.
He's there kind of looking through bars that he has as well and looking around. I mean, it's a lot of gold, but gonna have to ship more in, but that'll be fine.
Oh, I need to look up how much.
What thickness? Can you get it down to?
With tools I have here, I could probably get it down to about let's see, 1/300th of an inch or so, like 0.003 inches.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. That can work, right? So
Yeah, if I had some finer tools, I could get a lot more bang for your buck, but
300.
that's the diameter anyway.
okay, I think that can work. If I go shorter with it, does it just work better?
The thinner you make it, the faster stuff can travel around, right?
I remember in one of our earlier sessions, I went on for like 45 minutes about how Electrum's the best.
And build a whole nation that only uses Electrum.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run bathroom back and forth.
Yeah,
Costs
it's cool.
50 gold to transcribe a spell
Yeah.
into a new spell.
So just to say the ink he gave you, it's worth about 500 gold. Actually, you know what? No, actually, it's probably worth a bit more. Let me just see. No, we'll say 700 gold. It's worth.
There are currently 23 spells in my spellbook.
wait.
Talk it
Hold up, actually, bear with me, because he's got. I'm gonna actually see, because I haven't got. I don't know where all my D&D books went, but for some reason, I cannot find any of them right now. I don't know where I've put them, but I'm just trying to see. 2 seconds, because I'm just kind of spitballing there, but I'll actually get a more accurate, an accurate read for this. But bear with me, you can probably get a lot more. You know, for the sake of it, we could say you have enough ink there to transcribe your entire book and maybe about 12 more spells.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. So
I assume you figured out that I'm trying to work out like how I can like entwine the wire to like make it stronger.
Sure.
Like weave it.
I figured that out. Yeah, 100%.
Sure, yeah, it was exactly what you're talking about.
So you can get me 1,000 meters, wasn't it?
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. Yeah, I forgot we were walking feet.
That's 330 something. 333 meters ish.
Yeah. So if I cut the wire into 20 segments, that's 50 feet each.
Okay, Craig's off doing his math.
I'll
again,
leave you work away at that.
I had the math done. It's walking the way. I'm just talking it through.
Sure.
So then I take 5 pieces and like break it into 4 sections, and then I entwine the 5 pieces to like make it slightly stronger 50-foot wire. A wrinkly brain.
What is going inside? On inside
the 4 weaved wires, and then weave them together.
I want to go to Ramshackles and spend my day.
Sure.
And now I just need to like figure out a way of like making a belt incorporated into my armor, so I can like fire the thing while also powering it to magnetize it, so I can make the lasso I was on about last week.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Like, do you have blueprints in front of you or something? Like,
I meant to make the blueprints during the week, but I watched Attack on Titan instead.
I just had to do it.
And it just made me want to make it more with the like
yeah,
they fucking wear.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, I'll leave you work on that one for sure, and we can come back to that in the next game. And
yeah.
In the meantime, what are the rest of you doing? I can say that you're even there, just looking, like doing all the maths in your head, like chat with him at the moment with Grill, and the two of you are now trying to figure out how you can put this thing together.
I'm gonna start walking towards Ramshackles.
Okay. Is anyone else going?
Absolutely.
All
I wanna
right.
make friends.
Epic, are you going?
I'm gonna go get to like I'm gonna go with the blacksmith to try to get like a sheep backpack.
You're gonna just find another sheep.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, or like get a very like plush backpack in the shape of a sheep.
To fill the void.
Yeah, to fill the void.
That's an interesting one, but you know what? I like it. We'll do our best to whip something up. Like, hopefully, I can do something like that by this evening, maybe tomorrow morning. What does that sound?
What is Avion's response to hearing that Epic wants a sheep backpack?
Currently, he's not there. But
no, I wanted to be surprised when I just like walk up with a sheep.
Oh my god. Could do it for like, say, 5 silver.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What's that on
An electrum. Yeah. Okay, so the rest of you then, as you're discussing all that, head down to
Epic is really cheap to buy. All you have to do is give him electrum. He's happy.
So, as you come down to Ramshack's, there are 4 shops here. One's called Ramshack's Bits and Bobs. One's called Ramshack's Lotions and Potions. The other is called Ramshack's Steel and Leather. And the last one is the other one's Ramshack's Enchanted Wares. The Enchanted Wares is green, Bits and Bobs is yellow, the red one is Steel and Leather, and the blue one is Lotions and Potions.
I want to look at Bits and Bobs.
Alright. Okay. So you guys come up to this shack, this literal shack with kind of weathered wood and peeling yellow paint and foggy windows. And sorry, as you do open up the door and it kind of just creaks open, you find yourself in this very barren looking wooden shack. There are about 4 rows of shelves in this room, all with just bits and bobs chucked up on them. Just it's hard to tell. They're also cluttered and filled with crap. You think you see a banana skin at one point thrown in there as well, and just a cooking pot. But there's all these shelves in here all the way along. There's 2 windows either side of this room, and then at the very end of this square room, there is a man, if you can call him a man. There's a countertop that is like its own little box, and at the back of that counter, then there's a door at the very back of the room. And standing in this doorway is at this counter is this figure with very long, thin, noodle-like limbs in a black suit, and has a small little black top hat on top of his huge bulbous head that's like white rubber stretched around like a bag of flour or something like that. You know those kind of squishy balls that were filled with flour and have little faces on them?
Yeah.
That's essentially what you see. You see this weird figure, and he doesn't seem to have a mouth per se. It's just kind of it's like someone got a fist and pushed their fist into the face, and it kind of just goes down the back, and inside, instead of teeth, there are just kind of bits of glass and screws and broken bits of china and other little weird teeth stuck in there. And he doesn't have eyes. He just has these 2 similar pieces, then holes kind of pushed into his head. He has a thin, long, wiry mustache. And he seems to be somewhat glistening. And as you do enter the room, he's just kind of tapping his very long, thin, white, rubbery fingers on the desk. Hello, welcome to my shop.
Hello. You must be Ramshack.
I'm Ramshack, yes.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Being better.
His head kind of just tilts to the side, and it's not that the whole head tilts, like the top half of the head tilts to the side. How can I be of service?
Just came into town.
Came into town?
Told you sold some interesting wares.
I do indeed. Bits and bobs. Welcome to Ramshack's Bits and Bobs.
What have you got?
What have I
Could
got?
I cast Detect Magic as well?
Yeah, absolutely. As you do cast Detect Magic, there is a plethora of things that come into your radar. How far into the shop are you going? You're just scouring the shelves, is it, essentially?
I'm kind of just gonna stand inside, like, not rudely far back, kind of just in the middle of the room and just kind of look around.
Okay, so as you start looking around in this place, there's a few things that come into your vicinity that you detect as magical. It's kind of hard to tell. They all have this weird chaotic magic infused into them that you can't quite put your finger on what type of magic it is. You just know they're all kind of enchanted. There is a banana that seems to be somewhat magical, and as you touch it, it's not real. It seems to be kind of like this weird foamy texture. There is this wand that seems to be engraved with this picture of a bear on it. There's a jar that has a bee inside it. There's this weird amulet, and it has this dead body painted on it in like tacky paint. There's this sack. Seems to be a simple bag of sorts in the kind of resembles like a bag of holding. There's a two-sided dice. There's
a coin.
A coin, yeah, essentially. But it's kind of weird. Like when you look at it, it's one of those weird. It's like a weird optical illusion. It's like a dice, but when you pick it up, it's only got these two sides. It's this really strange thing for your brain to comprehend. There's what looks like just a person's pocket that's been ripped off of like a shirt or a pair of pants. There's a weird thin ring, and there's a bunch of rings just tossed around the place. There's a weird coin, and instead of having like a signal of the region that you're in, it instead has just like a turd drawn into it. There's
Jesus, we're gonna field day in here, boys.
There's some rose tinted glasses. There's a sheet. There's this beat up secondhand copy of this album cover. You know, it's like this square cardboard case. It has like a sleeve, and inside there's this black disc, and then on the front of it it says Fleetwood Mac's 1977 Rumors. There's also in here you find a metal box with a bunch of buttons on it, and then attached to it there's this wire coming off of it, and then there's this set of this kind of semi-circle, this kind of like band of bent bit of metal, and at the end there's these two little foamy things at the ends of it. Then the ring, the kind of metal bent ring, seems like it could fit onto your head. Looking around as well, you find this like weird cuboid. And on the front of it, it's got this picture of a guy who seems to be doing some sort of sport with a flat wooden bat, and it says Cricket 2007 on it, and PS2 is up at the top, and there's a collection of these as well. There's like, there's one that just says Spy Girls. There's another one that says Ratchet and Clank.
I want
that. And then there's some smaller cases made out of the same material, and one says Crash Bandicoot, another one says M&M's video game, and there's another one that says Rugrats, Cynthia's something.
Is it the rapper or M&M's and the sweets?
M&M's the sweets. It's like an M and M. Yeah. Is there anything that I can get you?
Yeah, many things.
I hope you have many things in return.
Do you accept coin?
Depends on the coin. Is it a pretty coin? Is it?
I like take out one platinum and just kind of hold it.
Ah! This I could trade for something. Is it valuable to you?
Yeah. One might say it's worth 10 gold.
Wow. One might say that. Another might say it is just a coin with no functionality whatsoever.
But do I have just random shit I could give him?
How about your foot?
Let's talk. I might give up my foot.
Okay. Let's talk. I do enjoy talking and company.
Things I am interested in.
Yeah.
I gotta list off a few things.
Okay.
The jar with the bee in it.
Oh, you do like bees. Me too. They sting. And then they die.
The amulet with the dead body in it.
Ah, very good piece. Excellent eye.
The sack of holding.
Ah, the sack of holding. Yes, it's been in this shop for generations.
The two-sided dice.
The two-sided dice, yes, yeah. And your family?
The coin with the turd on it.
The coin with the turd on it, very good.
I'm
sure your wife would have liked that.
I gotta like sternly look at him and just be like, don't. The Ratchet and Clank game for the PS2.
Okay, absolutely. There's a lot of wonderful things here.
I think that's it. This. The coin with the turd. Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, that's it. Just those for now.
Ah, very good. Okay, and you kind of are you coming up to the desk with these things?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you do kind of approach him, like there's just one little fly just kind of lands on his face. He seems to pay it no attention, and eventually kind of flies off and then just drops dead somewhere off in the room. You just hear it at the very end of the room. Okay, so we have quite a few things. And you see him moving his fingers over all of these pieces, and we see one of his fingers totally wrap around and stretch around one of the shit coin itself, and he lifts it up and dangles it in front of his face, and lets it drop onto the floor. Okay. So altogether, I think this is about 3 toes worth of things.
Could I interest you in 3 platinum?
3 platinum, you say?
Yes.
How about 3 platinum and your nostril?
You have a nostril.
On a dragonborn, that's like half his face.
I'm sure you can come to.
It's a bit of a stretch. How about the 3 coins and your pinky finger, my friend? No one's gonna miss a pinky.
It's a good deal. He's not wrong. Or
I mean, Clank is a great game.
He just kind of stares off into the abyss.
Is useless. 3 platinum and this little bag of sand.
oh man, you never know when you need a little bag of sand.
Do you have a bag of sand on you?
Yeah, I have a little bag of sand.
give me a persuasion check.
I have one like every character I have. I never use it, but it's nice to have. You never know when you might need it.
He says, he kind of puts his finger in his mouth and just starts like slurping the finger and runs it around his lips and then like smears it onto the table. You do propose quite the tasty deal. How about the little bag of sand, 2 platinum, and a memory?
What memory?
No, just a random one. I'll go fiddle around, pick out whatever I find interesting, and then plop it in the back. I mean, you're not using them, are you?
No, but I'm attached to some of them.
All the more valuable. How about just the memory alone, then? Keep your platinum.
Could I interest you instead in this totem? I have a totem that allows me to cast, I think it's Blade Ward.
Give me another persuasion check.
A 24.
24. This is quite the interesting piece. I believe it has the soul of this little girl's father inside. I will take this for the bee jar and the shit coin.
Could I throw in the sack of sand, the bag of sand for the other items?
You know what? You can have the D2 for the bag of sand. And he's already kind of scooped them up, like from your hands. He kind of grabbed them and just chucked them in the back door and then slams the door closed again behind him. There he goes.
So I have the shit coin, the D2.
Yeah. And the bee jar.
The bee jar. So I still want the amulet, the sack of holding, and the Ratchet and Clank PS2 game.
How about yourselves in the back?
Give up your soul. I did that for like 30 sessions and had no repercussions.
Burr's immediately kind of backing out the door and he's like, I'm just gonna wait outside. How about you, young boy? How about the strength of your father?
I don't like the shop. So I just wanted to get like a snack.
Oh, we have snacks. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
How about that Nutri-Grain bar?
Nutri-Grain bar. I'm good. I'll pop into the lotions and potions in a minute, but I'll let my friend here finish
I'll
off.
give you the Nutri-Grain bar for your hunger.
for my hunger. Wait, in exchange?
Wouldn't it be nice?
The
Nutri-Grain bar.
I'm
And he kind of his arm stretches across the room now towards you, and it picks up the Nutri-Grain bar, and the wrapper just rustles as then the hand drops to the floor, and he drags the Nutri-Grain bar back along the floor towards his desk and puts it up onto the desk.
I'm good for now. I've got plenty of rations and
Oh, okay. Yeah. Rations,
just
yeah.
fried rice.
Absolutely.
Rice, yeah.
Okay.
Can I detect any magic within this guy?
Give me an Arcana check.
We got an 8.
8. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
I'm just trying to use my detect magic here.
I know. He's beyond magical.
I got a natural 1.
Okay.
Carl goes insane. Oh no.
Bear with me. I have a thing for this. I'm not just fucking around. Just gotta zoom into it.
This is why you get weird backpacks from the blacksmith instead.
I mean, we gotta. If someone tells you don't go to that mysterious shop, it's like...
Yeah, that's...
I mean, I'm just looking for one useful thing, one useless thing.
You don't know how good the shitcoin is. I was gonna get the shitcoin. I was like, oh damn, that's a...
I don't think it's worth my sanity.
Speaking of...
Yeah, fair.
Can you roll me a D100, please?
One. Wait. Go away, you. I want to see this. Yeah, 1.
Okay.
Another natural 1.
Well, a natural 1 or a D100 is a new one.
You now have the flaw, being drunk keeps me sane.
Oh. It's in theme.
And immediately, everything, as you focus in on this creature, all of a sudden your vision goes black. Everything starts to twist and distort, and you see sparks of white electricity, and all of a sudden you find yourself, for a split second, in this world of blackness. The floor below you is made out of kind of round hemisphere stones, and as you fall down onto the floor, as the gravity here seems so heavy, you come face to face with the round stones below you. You realize they're not stones, but they're white stone faces of babies all below you, and from their empty eye sockets this black ooze begins to pour from it, and you snap out of it again, and immediately your heart's racing, and this image is permanently burnt into your mind. So, the toe or the nostril?
I'm just gonna slowly back out of the building.
Your bits and pieces, your bits and bobs, and he kind of just chucks them out after you. As the shitcoin, the D2 lands, and the jar with the bee in it, which doesn't manage to crack.
I am then going to... Well, Cedric is, once that's all, he's just going to run and find Joe. Like, actually running.
Okay. Perfect. So then the door kind of slowly creaks close, and Diego, you're left in the room. That seems a little darker than it was before.
Diego didn't leave.
He's just bolted out.
I'll just slowly thanks for the offer of the Nutri-Grain.
Have a nice day.
I gotta meet my friends.
Nutri-Grain bar, hunger. Okay.
I'm honestly good.
Bye.
I just ate. Thanks. All right.
See, head out.
I'll just turn to Burr and it's like, do not go in there. Do not. We are going. We're going now.
And he's already kind of picking up the stuff on the floor and kind of holding them. I have been. I do not want to go again.
Yeah, no. This is bad place. Bad juju.
What is that? What was that thing?
Probably a god. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to piss it off though.
good.
Had a really long arm.
Yes, very spindly.
Yeah, no. Let's just go to a normal shop that doesn't make you go insane.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so you guys eventually start catching up after Cedric. There. So Cedric, you dash over, and Joe is there, kind of still calculating with the dwarf, and Ebic, you're there, kind of trying to come up with the designs for this sling and how you want this big ploofy thing inside it, and eventually the others kind of catch up, and yeah.
Cedric, once he sees Joe, he's just gonna like go towards him and just start patting him down. Don't explain anything to find the flask.
So you find it, and there's the glasses inside, and it still has the liquid in.
And I'm just gonna take 2 massive gulps.
Okay. So can you give me 2 con saves, please?
Like, imagine
An 8
like,
and a 13.
a kid drawing with crayons. That's what Epic is doing. Madly scribbling.
And what's up these straps?
It's gonna be shaped like a sheep.
Okay, so
And have a little patch for Reginald.
both fail, and you are currently buzzed. And the image of the baby faces disappears from your mind. But you do gain advantage on charisma-based checks and saving throws, disadvantage on dexterity-based checks, but advantage on, I think, strength-based ones.
Can I then attempt to give Joe back my decanter of endless water instead of the other thing?
Well, one's like a tumbler, one's like a proper whiskey glass, which is what you're drinking from. The other one's a decanter, but you can if you want. They do look very different, though.
I'll hand him the decanter and go, I'm gonna need this a little longer. And just, like, offer the trade. You don't know what's going on.
I actually don't, because I left and it just came back, and I still don't know what's going on.
Good.
I'm
just gonna look,
and I'm handing you a decanter of endless water instead.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at him blank faced and go, "Okay."
You now have a decanter of endless water.
Nice.
You now have a glass of infinite that has burning alcohol in it.
What's it called?
It's not
Glass
an
of
actual item.
Infinite.
I couldn't find it.
I just made it up. It's a space wizard thing.
Manage equipment, custom item, add a custom item. Edit.
Okay. And with this erratic behavior, I will say to the blacksmith, I'm sure I can leave this in your hands.
Yeah,
And
man.
I will
I'm
go
fucking
and...
ready to go.
Okay.
He's already kind of started melting down the gold and started stripping it out, and just kind of getting into the rhythm with it all.
Right, I will go and look at the other huts, I suppose.
Okay. What we might do, though, because it is getting late, we can leave it here and come back to it. Unless you guys are happy enough to continue. I don't know. It's up to yourselves.
Do you want to just do one more hut? And leave
Yeah,
the other two then?
absolutely. Sounds good. So where would you like to head off to? Is there anywhere in particular?
The one with that is like enchanted ware. No, it's the bits and bobs.
Oh, you're going down to Ramshas. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, absolutely.
If Cedric sees Joe walking in that direction, he'll grab his hand and just shake his head. Like, no. And then he'll take another drink.
Give you another con save.
That's an 11.
11. Okay, it's gonna fail. So you're, you're drunk now. So you have disadvantage on persuasion and deception checks. Advantage against being frightened. That fear that you once had is slipping away now. as the image is gone, and it almost feels like you never experienced it. And I'll give you an inspiration as well.
Yeah, I will sit Cedric down on the corner of the building he stopped me by.
Mm-hmm.
Just pat him on the head, tell him to drink up, and just tell him I'll be back in 5 minutes.
If he starts moving towards it, Cedric is going to like grasp onto him and like not let go, like attempt to keep him away from the buildings.
All right. So he's grabbing you at the moment.
Okay. I'm going to like tune back my lightning launcher and just kind of like tase him.
Oh God. Okay. So we're gonna say you can do non-lethal damage. You get the shock through your whole body. Doesn't do any damage, but your whole body just seizes up for a split second. You can keep holding on if you want. It's up to yourself.
Oh yeah, no, I will.
Okay. Are you trying to escape from it at all, or what are you doing, Joe?
Okay, I'll start walking away.
Mm-hmm. He has got your
Right.
arm.
No, like away from the huts.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay. Does he let go?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use my winged boots to fly back over him.
Okay. So you start walking over, and then you dash up into the air, fly over his head, and start dashing. Which one are you heading to? There's bits and bobs, enchanted wares, steel and leather, and
Enchanted wares.
Enchanted wares. Okay, so that is the green one. So you kind of tumble into the door. The door slams behind you on its own, and you now come face to face with this. It's this empty room, and instead of there being there's the typical shelf, the kind of counter that is like kind of 3 sides of a square, but in the center of the counter, built into it, is basically the enchantment table from Skyrim.
Minecraft.
No, Skyrim. Yeah, the brewing table from that. The kind of the green one with the green light, and there's also 4 more in the room, just placed randomly in here, and each one glows with this green light, and this light is kind of shining up under his face, and this same figure that you saw before with the large, bulbous, rubbery white head, thin mustache, pushed in eyes, and a random assortment of teeth is now in a set of dark green robes with the hood.
Craig never met this man.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so to give you a better description, okay, so this figure has this very thin, lanky body, really long limbs, really long white pasty fingers. He's in these green dark robes with the hood up, and he's got this large bulbous head that looks like stretched white rubber over like flour. You know those little things you had as toys that had like flour inside, and they're like these balloons, and you can squish them. They have little faces on them.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those, this white stretched rubber around this big bulbous head, and he doesn't have a mouth. It's just like someone's pushed their fist into the thing all the way to the back, and it just kind of curls around down into darkness. And instead of teeth, he just has bits of shards of glass jabbed into the gums. There's like screws and bits of broken china and random teeth. Some look like baby teeth. And instead of eyes, it's just like someone stuck their thumbs into this putty-like face of his. He's got this thin, long, wiry mustache and a couple of like what look like kind of like wet, sweaty hairs coming down over his forehead. And he has this green hood up. And as you enter the room, he kind of looks up from the enchanted wares with the green light shining underneath him and slightly glistens on his face. He says, "Hello, welcome to Enchanted Wares. Hi, Ranchers."
What you got?
Anything that you need. What are you looking for, my friend? Would perhaps let me see what can tickle your fancy. You seem like the type who enjoys a nice holiday now and again on a sunny beach.
No.
No? Oh. Well, then you would love this wonderful ring of grandmas. And he
What it do?
places this white ring on the counter. No. It's very obvious. It draws grandmas towards you.
That's amazing.
How about it? Would you like my ring of grandmas?
I'm good.
Craig, no, please do.
We never know when we'll need 6 grandmas.
How about...
We will never have to make food again. They'll survive with food.
I know
Moss,
what you want.
Moss, if you want to come in and bargain for the ring of grandmas, you can.
How about the second
Nah, I'm too
edition
busy getting my sheep.
of Pride and Prejudice? He puts down this cuboid box, thin cuboid box on the counter, and has this image of the white shoe with a trident at the bottom of the heel. This red shoe with the trident at the bottom of the heel instead of the heel itself.
That's not Pride and Prejudice.
I know.
Do you just want to cut to the cool shit, or?
Okay. And he pulls out really quickly the shotgun, clocks it back and fires in your direction. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Guys,
16.
I tried
16. Okay, so you're gonna take half damage. So you take 2 damage as a little bit of the shrapnel cuts through your armor, and he clocks it again a second time. How about the shotgun?
Okay, I'm just going to look at him
Smoke is
blankly.
still coming up from the barrel.
Snap my fingers, and can I get a con save from him?
Oh no.
God.
He just kind of blinks one eye at a time, and nothing happens. Can I offer you the shotgun? No. Pride of Prejudice.
What the shotgun do?
I can show you again. Can you give me? He clocks it again and shoots in your direction. Can you give me another deck save?
Okay, I got a 4 that time.
Okay,
No.
you take 8
I love
piercing damage as this shrapnel just shoots into your chest. You get sent back about 2 feet and kind of stumble backwards, and there's just a bunch of holes in the center of your armor, and black smoke just kind of rises from it. Do you need another example? He's already kind of he opens it up and kind of tips out the shells and kind of fills in 2 more. I can show you again if you like.
No.
Okay. And he unloads the bullets and closes it again and puts it on the shelf. And you hear them both clip down onto the floor.
Okay. Do you have anything that you're not going to try and kill me with?
Yeah. The shotgun. Or, of course, you could take the grandma ring. Oh, I know. I have just the thing for a man like you. You are a man of fine taste when it comes to shoes. And he pulls out these kind of scruffed, rugged boots. And at the side of them, there's this big white tick along the sides of them. Oh, they're rugby boots, sorry. How about these boots of blinding speed? With these, you could dodge any blast from a shotgun. Yeah?
Makes it so much better that Craig actually missed what happened.
Yeah, I know. You then hear the door just lock behind you. How about it?
Take the ring of grandmas. It's the safest bet.
Take the shotgun.
His options are the ring of grandmas, a shotgun, or a pair of rugby boots.
Or the Pride
He's
and
already got a
Prejudice
pair.
2nd edition.
Okay. I mean,
Which is actually Devil Wears Prada. Or something.
Let me read you the blurb.
Right, so
When our spirited half-elf ranger Elizabeth Bennet meets a single rich and proud high elf male, Mr. Darcy, she swears to loathe him forever, but she cannot escape the burdens that her new job brings as a fashion designer.
Okay. Once I hear the door lock behind me, I won't even bother trying opening it because it's kind of obvious it's not going to open. I have a feeling I have to take something. So
We can't just take,
well,
you must trade. We must trade here. I will give you the boots of blinding speed for your toes.
And what for the shotgun?
You like this one? And he kind of just runs a finger along it. But as he attempts to run the finger along it, instead of the finger running along the shotgun, the finger stays where it is at the top of the shotgun, and his hand continues to move, but the finger stays where it is and just continues to elongate and stretch, and then kind of snaps back into place. For this, I will take your balls.
And what for the ring?
The ring, I will take your grandma's soul.
My grandma's what?
Your grandma's soul.
Oh, okay.
You need a grandma's soul to charge the ring, of course. How else can you attract grandmas without a grandma's soul?
It's basic magic.
I want
Magic
this
101.
ring so badly.
And what for the Pride and Prejudice?
Oh, yes, my favorite. Oh, you can have that one for free.
For free?
For free?
I'll reach out for the Pride and Prejudice.
As he does, his hand slaps on it, and then he slowly scooches it over towards you at the other end of the desk. There you are, my friend. Just the kiss. And he turns his cheek.
Give him like an air kiss.
Oh, thank you. My heart is fluttering in my chest. And he releases his hand from the Pride and Prejudice DVD.
Is it a DVD or a book?
It's a DVD case, it's not a book. It just has a blurb on the back.
Does the door unlock?
It does. Just as you think if it's still open or not. If it's locked, it does unlock.
Okay, I will leave.
Okay. And that with Pride and Prejudice. Second edition. And you see Cedric. And the door slams shut behind you.
Fuck the Pride and Prejudice off the wall as I walk away.
As you smash it against the wall, and then a silver disc flies out from the weird material that it's from and kind of clatters to the floor, and a little booklet also tumbles out.
Take the booklet.
What was that?
What you say, Moss?
Check the booklet, see if it's anything good, or is it just the
I
inside
don't
of...
care.
But it could be something really cool.
It could be the plot of Pride and Prejudice.
I'll grab Cedric by like the back of the neck and just tell him shut up.
I gave you the inspiration for that. Alright. And then as you return to the forge and Grill is there stretching out gold wire, he kind of looks up at you and he's like, Lion. Well, that's not his voice at all. I told you so.
As he says that, Cedric's gonna take another drink.
Oh no. Give me a con save.
So he's gonna kill himself.
14.
Okay.
I have to ensure I'm perpetually drunk or else I'm insane.
Oh, man. So that's
I'll hook you up with an IV.
I forgot actually though as well.
Wait.
I know you've already full on
What?
HP actually.
Yeah, what gave him?
We'll explain in a second.
Okay.
So you gain roll a hit dice for me.
What are my hit dice? I don't even. A D6.
Okay. You gain,
6.
You gain 6 temporary hit points, but have a disadvantage on ability checks. Burr is just kind of shaking his head. He's like, I don't like that place.
I'm just gonna proudly show him the picture of the sheep backpack.
Can you give me a sleight of hand check for your picture?
I actually want to roll really badly.
Gets to that too, just like holds the picture side to his palm and just holds it like way too close to Burr's face.
Look what I did.
Hand over this crayon drawing to.
Oh, I'm so glad it was natural 1.
Oh my god! So what's it called? Burr is kind of looking at this thing, and he kind of looks at it for a very long time. Ah, I see. What is it?
I did it myself. It is a sheep.
Oh, I see. Very. I didn't see the sheep. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Art's not for everyone.
Yes, it is one of those forms that is, it's very subjective. I'm sure this is far beyond me.
We're so pure.
It is, maybe the others though I might figure it out. But, I have never been one for the arts. He kind of hands back the sheet and kind of rubs his eyes. I don't want to go back to the scary place.
Needless to say, Burr, we won't be going back there.
Oh, good. And Krill continues to kind of stretch out this gold string. He's got several feet of it now that he's stretched out, and he just well, if you want to chill your nerves, I see you've got a drink there. But if you want to go for a pint of lager, we've got the inn just over there. If you want to rest up, I can get you a nice bowl of stew for lunch, and I'm sure Zavion's just about reached the entire town by now, and we'll settle down for the funeral. And I guess with that, unless there's anything else you'd like to do, we can call it a game there. We'll come back for the funeral next week, or not next Friday, but the Friday after, I guess, if everyone's free. We'll see. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, brilliant. Thanks for playing, guys.
Didn't expect all that.
Welcome to my world now. Out of the tutorial world and into the wonderful world of Gostar. Beautiful.
Okay.
There's a lot of silence here.
really want to bring up Grandma.
I really want to go back to Ramshackles. I think I'm gonna do it next week.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm probably gonna pick up the Ring of Grandmas just because, like,
Cahill wants to go back to Ramshackles.
It's so funny. I've got Ramshacks in the beta questers game as well. They hate him. Like, even as players, they hate going there. But so often they have to for different things, and like every time they're going, they're like, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go in.
2 shops we haven't even visited.
Yeah.
You could have Pride and Prejudice version 3.
we need a DVD player and a TV to play.
Yeah. We need to slowly accumulate An entire
We
TV.
just get
Oh,
like
yeah,
the PS2 Ratchet and Clank, Pride and Prejudice, and a TV.
That's our new quest.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Gabe, are they
Yeah.
like invincible or something? Can you just like not damage them?
You don't know?
Okay. So, Craig, what happened was when I went in, I detected magic to see what was magical around me, and then I looked at him to detect magic, and it made me insane.
Okay.
So now being drunk keeps me sane.
Yeah. If one of the things I was being offered wasn't free, basically what I was gonna do, I was gonna ask him, would you like to read my palm?
He has no eyes.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
So you got that. I got a jar with a B in it, a two-sided dice,
And the poop coin.
and a poop coin, and the Ratchet and Clank. Did I get the Ratchet and Clank?
No, you ran out before you got the Russian Clank.
I could have got a Nutrigrain bar. But he said he would take my hunger, but I was like, that's too easy. That's
The wording on that is suspect, yeah.
yeah, it's like he's gonna take my stomach or something.
I'll go look up how to not be insane because I don't want to play drunk the entire time. Too many disadvantages. How drunk is drunk? Just for the case. of
like you can be tipsy. You can just have the light layer of it if you want to be sane.
Okay.
Um,
And what's the disadvantage to being insane?
I'm gonna say that's for you to decide. That's up to you entirely.
We might tie that into what I was talking about. My version of rage would be.
Yeah, that would totally work.
Tie that somehow. I'll think about it over the week.
Beautiful.